Game number 19 for the Hyannis Harborhawks comes against the Bourne Braves at McKeon Park at the top of the hour. Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth here in Hyannis. I'm Chris Lucy. The Hawks at 11-6-1 with 23 points, second in the West, take on the Braves 10-8-1 with 21 points for the first time today. The Braves, of course, coming in third place in the West right now. So this is a crucial game as only 2 points separate these two ball clubs, and the winner tonight will either go into a tie for second, if the Braves are able to take the W, or Hyannis will be able to put a little bit of distance between themselves and Bourne as things move on here. And already at game number 19 in the season, the Cape League summer just flying by for broadcasters and ball players alike. But still, it's a grind, and the Hawks got a much-needed off day yesterday. After dropping 2 games to the division-leading Gateman and using 6 relievers over those 2 games, Hyannis got a bounce-back game against Harwich on Sunday, and then a breather. So let's take a listen back to those highlights from a resurgent performance against the Harwich Mariners, courtesy of the Hyannis Harborhawks on SoundCloud.
A 1 pitch. That is in and will get past the shortstop as they played in, and a run will score. The Harborhawks are up 1-0. Here in the top of the third with 1 out and a man on first. Full count. That is a laser out to right field. Unable to get on it, and will get past the right fielder. Seth Gray continuing to run. He's going to try to go 3, and he'll be standing up or sliding in with a 1-out triple. Seth Gray with a good piece there. Right fielder thought he was going to catch it, go for it, miss the ball, and allow him to advance 2 bases. That is a fly ball out to left field. That will get down. That will be able to score a run, and the Harborhawks are up 2-0. Here on the road, both mistakes by the Mariners proved costly. The Harborhawks have made them pay. They're now up 2-0.
The count. Pepio with the pitch. Hacked on and missed it. High heat for strike 3. The Butler product strikes out the side, and that is your 7th inning. We go to the top of the 8th now. Thomas, the back end of the Hyannis Harborhawks bullpen, comes to the set. Everyone in White House Field at bated breath. The 1-2. Hacked on and missed for strike 3. Pedro Pages, the catcher, pumps his fist in excitement from behind home, and the Hyannis Harborhawks break a 2-game skid and take a 2-1 win here in Harwich. Highlights there, courtesy of the Hyannis Harborhawks on SoundCloud. Again, a 2-1 victory for Hyannis against the Eastern Division foe, Harwich Mariners. A massive win for the Harborhawks. Great performances all around from the Hyannis bullpen. Brett Scholes coming in, throwing a scoreless inning of relief. 2 scoreless from Ryan Pepio, who struck out 4 along the way. And then, of course, Dylan Thomas slamming the door for Hyannis. He has just been lights out for the Harborhawks early on in this season. And earlier today, he had a chance to speak with our sideline reporter, Danny Terzer. She'll join me in the booth in a minute. But first, let's take a listen to Danny Terzer's conversation with Dylan Thomas, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors reliever, courtesy of the Hyannis Harborhawks on Twitter.
With Dylan Thomas. Dylan, let's go back to Sunday's game. Bottom of the 9th inning, you've got a runner on third base that could potentially tie the game for Harwich. You strike out the next 2 guys you face. How did you get through that jam?
It's just kind of been something that I've been used to. At my college, I've been closing a lot, so it's a situation that I've definitely felt comfortable in a few times before. I just had to make sure basically that I wasn't throwing anything down the middle in the zone. That's how that first guy hit the double, is I left fastball middle over the plate. And then after that, I realized that I needed to kind of attack these guys a little bit more efficiently than just throw the ball down the middle, as they're all like really good hitters. So I just attacked them with sliders outside and got them to swing at them, and ended up striking them out to preserve our lead.
You were named Stopper of the Year watch list. 4 saves this year already. What makes you successful in those situations?
I think a lot of it has to do with the mentality out on the mound. I'm a bulldog out there. I don't let anything try to get to me. Even if I'm not getting calls or something's not going my way, I don't let that affect me out there. I just keep making my pitches, and I do have a really good slider, which really helps me too. If I set guys up with the fastball, I definitely come back with a slider after that, and that's definitely, I think, what has been made me pretty successful this year.
You've also talked about going back to Hawaii and moving into a starting position role rather than a closer. What are you looking to improve on to help that transition be effective?
So I need to get back into throwing fastballs again. I need to start locating my fastballs a little bit better, gaining more control and velocity with it. I also need to work on a third pitch. So I've been trying to develop a changeup. So when I go back, I'll have that third pitch. Without that changeup, I don't think I'm going to be very successful as a starter. So that's something that I really had to focus on. And I've been working with Coach Korn, and we've come a little bit. So I think maybe in the next couple games might see a changeup out of me.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you.
That was Dylan Thomas on the Hyannis Arborhawks Digital Network, a sparkling 3-0 record, 0.96 ERA in 7 games, 9.1 innings pitched, 3 saves, 12 strikeouts. He caught up with Danny Terzer, who, of course, joins me in the booth today. Danny, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris. Thanks.
Everybody had the off day yesterday. I certainly had a bit of fun with my family. What'd you do?
Not too much. Hung out with some of my friends, did a little cookout, and just enjoyed a sunny off day rather than a rainy one.
Well, there you go. Nice. Having some classic summer fun out here on the Cape. Now, Danny, going back to that 2-1 win against the Mariners on Sunday, you, of course, being the field reporter, you were right in the dugout with the guys as things were getting tight down the stretch. What was the environment like in the dugout as the game was coming to a tight close?
You know, one thing I've noticed from this team this whole season is that there's always high energy and good vibes in the dugouts. You know, of course, sometimes the players get frustrated, but overall, there's always a good attitude down there. So that was just consistent with last night. I think everyone was confident that, you know, Dylan could pull it off, that everyone could finish the win because, you know, they've been doing it so far this season so good. So it was pretty relaxed.
Absolutely. Dylan Thomas giving up that leadoff double, giving everyone a scare, but rebounding with 2 strikeouts and then securing the 2-1 victory for Hyannis, sending the Harbor Hawks into their off day yesterday on a high note. And off days often go a very long way for these guys, but this one coming in a really critical spot as more than 8 guys went out of the pen for Hyannis over the 2-game series with Bourne and then the one-off game against the Harwich Mariners, an interdivisional matchup just before the off day. So the rest day gives those guys a bit of a chance to take a breather. How does that affect how Chad Gassman can use them tonight?
Well, I've spoken to Coach Gassman and Coach Korn both about this. You know, we've had this reoccurring theme of them wanting their starting pitchers to go more innings so that they can save their bullpen. That's what they're all about. So, you know, when there's a few games there where they're starting to use 4 or 5 guys from the bullpen, they want games where someone can come in like Gavin did, pitch a bunch of good innings and give them a rest, because when they start using the bullpen game after game, it catches up with them, and that's really when things are going to start going downhill for them. So it was good for them to be able to take this rest day, bounce back, and have everyone fresh and ready to go.
Danny Terzer's in the booth with me right now. I'm Chris Lucy. Danny, one last question before I let you go. You had the chance to speak with Alec Trella as well before the off day. The middle infielder for the Harbor Hawks has started heating up. What has been the key for him to bouncing back from a slow start to his summer?
I think his attitude is his biggest strength. He really impressed me with how he was poised and answered some of his questions through a little bit of struggle so far this season. One of the things that stood out to me was a comment about how he's really here to hopefully learn from his teammates. You know, a lot of these guys are coming from big schools, and he wants to take advantage of that, learn from what they do well, learn from what they do wrong. And that can be one of his biggest assets in helping him keep going in this hitting streak a little bit that he's got going.
Alec Trella, 4 for his last 8 at-bats. Danny Terzer in the booth with me right now. Danny, I'll let you take off the headset and get back to the field where you'll be joining the Harbor Hawks tonight for the first Western Division matchup between Hyannis and Bourne, coming to you at the top of the hour here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. I'm Chris Lucy, taking you up until then. And we'll take a quick break now, but when we get back, I'll have a chance to speak with first half play-by-play man Lau Goldstein, who will help us get to know the Braves, whom the Harbor Hawks have yet to get to know. And then we'll take a quick look around the league as well. So be sure to stick around. You're listening to the Hyannis Arborhawks on the Hyannis Arborhawks digital network. First pitch between Hyannis and the Bourne Braves coming up shortly. Do not miss it.
Tommy Pugh, batting third at the left field from Campbell University. Number 28, Matthew Barefoot, batting fourth, the first base from Florida Atlantic. Number 37, Pedro Pages.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back at it here on the Hyannis Arborhawks digital network. Just about 15 minutes away from first pitch on the first game of the season between the Hyannis Arborhawks and the Bourne Braves. These two teams coming in at second and third place, respectively, in the Western Division, separated by only 2 points in the standings. So tonight, a crucial game. Hyannis needs to take a win if they want to maintain sole possession of second place behind the Wareham Gatemen. Again, I'm Chris Lucy. Lyle Goldstein, first half play-by-play man, is joining me in the booth right now. Lyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Chris. How about yourself?
Fine, thanks. Got to enjoy some time with family yesterday on the off day. How about yourself?
Really just relaxed, much like you. A much-needed off day, but ready to be back out here tonight.
Ready to go here. Hyannis and Bourne starting to get ready. And Lyle, of course, you spent a little bit of your off day getting prepped for this game. What stuck out to you about the Bourne Braves lineup that the Arborhawks are going to face tonight?
Well, I think just plain and simple how loaded this offense is. They have 4 guys in the lineup already with 20 hits or more. Tyler Fitzgerald, the middle infielder, just won Cape Cod Player of the Week as announced today. And this is just a lineup that really 1 through 9 can really just smash the baseball, especially with the addition of Lyle Lynn after just coming in within the last week. So this lineup, they've been playing hot baseball as of late, and they're ready to go.
And, of course, the Arborhawks throwing out a pretty reliable pitcher in Jeremy Randolph to start this game for the Arborhawks. But, again, a very potent offensive threat are the Bourne Braves. What does that mean for Fowler?
I think for Randolph, I think the key.
Yes.
I think for him, the key is just to keep the ball in the zone. I mean, you look at his last couple of outings, and he's been really solid for this Arborhawks ball club. So I think it's just to keep repeating that success. I mean, he comes into the day with a 2.45 ERA, and his last start through his scoreless game again, or scoreless 4 2/3 innings, I should say, against the Harwich Mariners in that 2-0 win. So he's rested. It's been over a week since he's thrown the ball. I think his key is just to, like I said, command the zone, eliminate the walks, and really just mix up those pitches to keep this Bourne lineup off balance because they're going to be ready to hit.
And on the other side of the coin, the Braves are coming in with Trey Vanderweide out of University of South Carolina Upstate. He hasn't started a game yet this season for Bourne, but what can the Arborhawks expect to see out of him?
Well, I think he's going to be good early on in the ball game. I mean, he's one of these relievers that can come in and just throw you a shutout inning whenever you need it. His first 4 innings of the season, he didn't allow a run, especially against the Commodores where he went 3 shutout and then went 3 innings, 1 run against the Kettleers. So this will likely be his longest outing of the summer up to this point, and unless, of course, the Harbor Hawks really jump on him on offense. But for the right-hander in or the left-hander, I should say, in Vanderwise, I think the key is going to be stamina for him. Can he keep being effective in the late innings, and can he get around this lineup 2, maybe even 3 times?
Well, it's a hot one already out here in Hyannis, and Trey Vanderwide coming in at 6'3", 225 pounds, carries a good bit of weight on that frame. Stamina, always a key factor for guys of that size. But coming from the left side, he could be deadly. Hyannis will need to be on point on the offensive side of things. Lyle, thank you so much for joining me. I'll let you continue getting ready for tonight's call against the Bourne Braves. First pitch, less than 10 minutes away here on the Hyannis Arbor Hawks digital network. But before I let you go, we'll take a quick trip around the rest of the league to get you up to speed on games that have started, games that have yet to happen, and so on and so forth. The Harbor Hawks, of course, starting in just under 10 minutes, but the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox already out front 5-0 in the bottom of the third against the Brewster Whitecaps. That one going on out at Red Wilson Field. YD coming to McKeon Park tomorrow for a little duel on the 4th of July. These two teams also squaring off on the 4th of July last year. And down at Lowell Park in Katuitt, the Wareham Gatemen, tops in the Western Division, have a 2-0 lead over the Katuitt Kettleers in the top of the 4th. Over at White House Field in Harwich, the Mariners are back, trying to bounce back from a 2-1 loss to the Hyannis Arbor Hawks in the previous game. They're taking on divisional foe Chatham. Will Matheson on the mound for Harwich, Kyle Hurt coming to the hill for the Anglers. And then wrapping things up at Eldridge Park, 7 o'clock first pitch between the Falmouth Commodores and the Orleans Firebirds. Spencer Strider taking the mound for Falmouth, and Isaiah Kearns towing the rubber for Orleans. That's all here on the postgame show. Thank you so much for joining us. But this won't be the last you'll hear from me. I'll be back on in the top of the 4th inning for another trip around the league. And also, you can hear me on the postgame portion of this very broadcast, as well as on our postgame YouTube show, Hawk Talk, which, of course, is a video show. You can catch that one on our social media as well at the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, where we link our SoundCloud page too. Check us out on SoundCloud, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That's where we post up interviews, highlight reels, and so much more for your enjoyment. Get close to your Hawks and be sure to give us a follow on social media and check out everything we're doing here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network. One last time, I'm Chris Lucy. Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello will be the next 2 voices you hear. The Harbor Hawks and the Bourne Braves getting ready to go here at McKeon Park.
Magic Works Media copyright. 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 Magic Works Media copyright.
Time for lineups and first pitch on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
After knocking off the Harwich Mariners on the road Sunday afternoon, the Harbor Hawks return to McKeon Park well rested after an off day as they take on Western Division foe in the Bourne Braves for the first of 6 times this summer. Both teams sitting within 3 points of first place Wareham Gateman, and the Harbor Hawks looking to get things going again here back at home. Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball starts right now. Hi, everybody. I'm Lyle Goldstein, joined alongside Robert Marcello here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Rob, this Bourne offense is absolutely stacked, to say the least, and they've been playing hot baseball as of late. What's going to be the key for Hyannis tonight to silence those bats?
I think definitely to get ahead of counts and, just be able to pitch well. Don't miss your spots. I know that's easier said than done, but Randolph today, it's a big start for him.
Jeremy Randolph, the right-hander out of Wright State University, towing the slab for the Hyannis Ball Club, his 4th appearance on the season. Up to this point, he sports a 2.45 ERA and 11 innings pitched with 4 walks and 15 strikeouts. He's set to face Tyler Fitzgerald to lead things off for the Bourne Braves in the top of the first, the second baseman out of Louisville. He'll be followed by Gabe Holt, the Texas Tech center fielder, Jared Triolo hitting third out of Houston and playing third base. Spencer Brickhouse, boy, as he swung a hot bat this summer, doing the cleanup duties out of East Carolina and playing first base. Lyle Lynn, new arrival out of ASU, second year on the Cape. He's manning the designated hitter spot tonight in the 5-hole. Spencer Horwitz out of Radford hitting 6th and playing left field. Anthony Prado out of UConn, shortstop and hitting 7th. Thaddeus Phillips, the UConn catcher, hitting 8th. And Ashton Barzell, the Hartford right fielder, rounding out the 9. Randolph's first pitch to the hitter, and Fitzgerald is in there for a strike on a fastball, and we're underway here at McKeon Park. First pitch time, 6:01 p.m. Jeremy Randolph just working from the set, comes back with an off-speed, catches the outside corner for strike 2. Quickly ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Fitzgerald, who's just coming off a Player of the Week honoree here in the CCBL. Randolph to the set. Kicks and fires the 0-2 pitch, down and away for ball 1. Well, Tyler Fitzgerald, so far in his Cape League summer, he is off to a hot start, to say the least, already over 20 hits. Sporting a batting average of .328. The 1-2 misses just down, ball 2. Now the count even. Jeremy Randolph's last appearance, he went 4 2/3 innings against the Harwich Mariners, didn't give up a run, 5 hits and 5 strikeouts. That was back on June the 25th. The Harbor Hawks beat the Mariners 2-0. 2-2, swinging a foul down the third base line. Fitzgerald steps out of the box, kicks his feet to the head of the wood bat, thrusts it forward a couple of times, now stepping back into the box. Right-handed hitter in Fitzgerald staring down the right-handed starting pitcher in Jeremy Randolph. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3 on an off-speed pitch. Jeremy Randolph strikes out the first man of the night. 1 down here in the top of the first.
Great pitch there by Randolph, getting an off-speed pitch inside there. Unable to hit it was the Bourne Braves batter.
That'll bring up Gabe Holt, center fielder out of Texas Tech. Left-handed hitter in Holt so far in the season, 5 for his first 17, sporting a .294 average. Now Randolph comes home, misses down low for ball 1. Harbor Hawks defense tonight, Davis Wenzel out of Baylor playing third base, Alec Trella from Memphis at short. Out at second base, Taylor Garris from Samford University, and Pedro Pages over at first base out of FAU. The pitch to the hitter in Holt, swinging a line drive down the right field line, landing fair for a base hit. Rivera fields it cleanly, throws it back in. Holt stopping at first, and the Bourne Braves have their first hit of the night on the 6th hit of the summer for the Texas Tech product in Gabe Holt.
Holt there with a good piece. Randolph leaving a ball on the plate. Holt swings it out there to the right field line. Page is unable to get it.
Quickly to round out the outfield for the Harbor Hawks from left to right respectively. Matthew Barefoot out of Campbell in left. Tommy Jew from UCSB in center. And out in right field, Eric Rivera out of FAU. Right-handed hitter Jared Triolo, third baseman out of Houston, steps in. Takes the first pitch off the back from Jeremy Randolph, a hit-by pitch. And the third baseman just sees one pitch in the at-bat and trots down to first. Down to second is Gabe Holt, and the Bourne Braves quickly have a rally going in the top of the first.
Now then for Bourne. The first baseman from East Carolina.
So Jared Triolo came into the game very hot, to say the least. .313 batting average. One of 4 Bourne Braves players with 20 hits or more so far in the young summer. And it'll bring up Spencer Brickhouse, left-handed hitter in the cleanup spot. Randolph checks the runners, working from the set. Right-hander's first delivery, swinging a high fly ball into deep right center field. Rivera backtracking, can't get there, and it one-hops the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Gabe Holt. Throw is cut off by Trella. He scores standing up. Cruising into second is Spencer Brickhouse with his 18th RBI of the summer, as the Bourne Braves are up 1-0 in the top of the first.
Another pitch that Randolph just kind of leaves right out in the middle of the plate. Being able to hit it out for a double there, scores a run. Quickly down 1-0.
Spencer Brickhouse has been one of the hottest hitters on the Cape this summer. Came into that at bat with a .318 average and 17 RBIs. That led the Cape even before that double, but just continuing his scorching hot start as ASU designated hitter Lyle Lynn steps in. It'll be his first time of the summer seeing Jeremy Randolph. First pitch misses down low and away for ball 1.
Randolph trying to get out of this jam here, already down 1-0. Can't really let any more runs score.
So Lyle Lynn, 3 for his first 13, an RBI to his name. Randolph gives him a long look. The pitch, swinging a ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Brickhouse rounding third and coasting home. He scores standing up. Back-to-back hits for the Bourne Braves as Lyle Lynn comes through with his 4th hit of the summer, 3rd RBI, and the score is 3-0 Bourne.
Randolph's struggling early here in the first. She just has to relax, calm down. Now you can see the pitching coach going out there. Randolph just has to settle down and get back to the way he's pitched so far this year.
Pitching coach Ray Korn, as you mentioned, Rob, making his way out to the mound to have a conference with the rest of the infield as well as his starting pitcher in Jeremy Randolph. And we talked about it on the post-game show. We went through it briefly before the start of this game. This Bourne lineup can hit 1 through 9, and through the first 5 hitters, we're seeing it, to say the least. They've already got 3 hits to their name, 4 guys have reached base, and already 3-0.
Absolutely. I think this Randolph just needs to settle down here with 1 out with a man at first. Try to get a double play or try to get a strikeout, something to give yourself confidence.
Well, we know the bread and butter for Randolph is his strikeout. Coming into this game, he'd already punched out 15 guys in 11 innings, including 5 in his last appearance, 7 against the Brewster Whitecaps back on June the 17th. He's already got a punch out to his name so far in the top of the first as he struck out Tyler Fitzgerald to lead things off, but 4 consecutive base runners have reached for the Braves. Now his first pitch to the number 6 hitter in Spencer Horwich catches the outside corner for strike 1. Spencer Horwitz plays his college ball at Radford University, manning left field tonight for the Bourne Braves. Randolph the set, checks Lyle Lynn at first. Comes home with the 0-1, misses down. Count moves to 1-1. Spencer Horwitz in his 2018 campaign at East Carolina hit .298, 10 home runs, and 50 runs batted in. Randolph spikes one in the dirt. Scoop by the catcher in Kyle Wilkie. No advancement from Lyle Lynn. 2 balls and 1 strike to the hitter in Horwitz. Wenzel playing even with the bag at third. Middle infielder's back. Now the pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to the mound, and Jeremy Randolph throws to Alec Trella at second for 1. Relay back to first, and that's in time for a 1-6-3 double play. So a good response from Jeremy Randolph after allowing 3 runs in this top of the first inning, induces a double play to get out of a little bit of a jam. We'll be back right after this. Harbor Hawks getting their first licks when we come back shortly on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
Harbor Hawks due up in the bottom of the first after falling down 3-0 in the top of the first frame. 4 straight base runners reached and 3 runs across for the Bourne Braves as the first pitch from left-hander Trey Vanderweide is a strike to Davis Wenzel. Trey Vanderweide plays his college ball out at South Carolina Upstate as he misses away for a ball to Wenzel. In the season there, went 4-5, a 4.50 ERA and 46 innings pitched. This is his first start of the Cape League summer. The 1-1, swinging a high pop-up on the infield. Coming in as the first baseman, Brickhouse, calling everybody off in foul ground. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Wenzel unable to be kind of that leadoff guy, try to get that trend going. Pops a Man up here already being down 3-0. The Harbor Hawks have started quickly.
Wenzel's retired as Tommy Jew, the UCSB center fielder, stepping to the plate. He'll be followed by Matthew Barefoot in the 3 spot, playing left field out of Campbell. Pedro Page is doing the cleanup duty, the FAU first baseman. Kyle Wilkie in the 5 spot tonight, moving his way up in the lineup out of Clemson doing the catching. Todd Lott hitting 6th, the designated hitter out of Louisiana Lafayette. Alec Trella out of Memphis hitting 7th and playing short as the first pitch to Tommy Jew is a swing and a line drive right at the first baseman Brickhouse, takes a step to his left and makes the catch for a quick out number 2.
Good piece there by Tommy Jew, just unable to get it past the first baseman's head. Is similar happened in the top of the first where it got over Pedro Page's head.
He kept his hands back and stayed with that outside pitch, but just couldn't get it over the head of the first baseman in Brickhouse. And in the 8-9 for the Harbor Hawks order, Eric Rivera playing right field out of FAU, and Taylor Garris, the Sanford second baseman, in the 9 spot. Matthew Barefoot takes a ball from Trey Vanderwide as the count moves to 1-0. Matthew Barefoot. What a summer he's had up to this point, searching for that 20th hit. He checks his swing and sends it foul back and out of play. Barefoot hitting .387 on the year, 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. He came into the day 3rd in the CCBL in batting average as he takes a ball down low, 2-1 the count. This top third of the Harbor Hawks order doing their damage this summer, to say the least. Barefoot with the average, and Davis Wenzel leading the league in doubles coming into today as Barefoot swings and sends it foul down the first base side and out of play. So this Harbor Hawks order really starting to hit. You look toward their lineup. Barefoot at .388. Pedro Page is still sporting .260. Todd Lott, how about him at .319? As the pitch to Barefoot, is swinging a ground ball out to the shortstop in Prado, taking a step to his right, throw on to first, and it is in time on a hop to get Matthew Barefoot picked out of the dirt by Spencer Brickhouse, and that'll do it for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the first as Trey Vanderwide retires the side in order, a 1-2-3 inning. We'll be back right after this for the top of the second inning. Due up for the Bourne Braves, their bottom third of the order, Anthony Prado, Thaddeus Phillips, and Ashton Bardzell, when we return on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Jeremy Randolph makes his way back out to the mound, looking to build off a tough first inning where he allowed 3 runs to the top half of the Bourne Braves lineup. As he goes to the set, and the first pitch to the hitter, and Anthony Prado misses down low for ball 1. Randolph escaped the first with a 1-6-3 double play on a high chopper right back to him at the mound to end things. Looking to get off to a quick start here in the top of the second. He fires the 1-0, catching the outside corner on a fastball for strike 1.
Randolph really just trying to settle down here in the second, trying to keep it at 3-0.
Continuing to work from the set. Now the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2. A healthy hack from the hitter in Prado, but came up empty. Prado comes into the day with a .259 average. But he hit .320 in his 2018 season at UConn. The next pitch misses outside, ball 2. Count now even, a couple of balls and 2 strikes. Still a sunny day. The sun's still high at McKeon Park. Not much shade on the ball field as Prado swings at it and sends a line drive over the head of Alec Trella and into left center field for a base hit. Fielded and thrown back in by Tommy Jew, but the leadoff man aboard for the Bourne Braves in the top of the second as they record their 4th hit in the young ball game. So 1 man aboard. Thaddeus Phillips steps in, a right-handed hitter, also out of UConn. He gets a sign from his third base coach. Now digs into the box. Pedro Pages will hold on the runner at Prado at first as Randolph sets and fires the first pitch and just catches the outside corner for strike 1. So Randolph, not a guy that likes to work from the windup. He spent all his time as a reliever this season at Wright State. And like a few other guys we've seen this summer, just prefers the short and sweet delivery as he throws over to first, but back safely with no slide as the runner in Prado. Randolph threw 49 1/3 innings in relief this season at Wright State. 27 appearances, a 2.55 ERA. The next pitch, a swing and a foul off the mid of the catcher Kyle Wilkie and down the first base line. Just a slight wind here today at McKeon Park. Moving from right to left. Wiggling that bat above his right shoulder is the hitter in Phillips. The next pitch from Randolph misses upstairs. So Thaddeus Phillips, not off to the hottest start of his Cape League summer, just 2 for his first 24, although one of them was a long ball. We saw him hit some tanks in batting practice today. He's got some power in his arsenal as Randolph throws over to the bag, but back safely is the runner in Prado.
He sure does, and Randolph has to be careful with him here. Already letting up 3 runs.
Well, Phillips, he hit 257 in his season as he swings and misses through that fastball from Randolph for strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for the Wright State right-hander, and 1 out here in the top of the second.
Randolph keeping hitters somewhat off balance to start today. He's left a couple of balls over the plate, but besides that, he has 2 strikeouts.
10th strikeout of the season for Thaddeus Phillips, the UConn catcher. And now stepping into the box, the number 9 hitter for the Bourne Braves, Ashton Bardzell, the Hartford right fielder. Sticks his bat out toward Randolph at the mound, now into his stance. Randolph delivers from the set, misses down in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Kyle Wilkie, and the runner in Prado stays put.
Great stop there by Wilkie, not allowing any runners to advance.
So Randolph takes a step off the mound to reset. Wipes his face with his left shoulder and that jersey piece as the Harbor Hawks are sporting white jerseys tonight with orange lettering, blue hats, and the orange H. A swing and a miss for that one for the hitter in Bardzell. Cut through that pitch pretty cleanly from Randolph. Wilkie was set up outside. Randolph put it a little bit up in the zone and couldn't catch up with it was Ashton Bardzell. He sits with a 1-1 count. Now the next pitch, a swing and a foul back into Kyle Wilkie's glove, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Randolph, with a man on first, 2 outs, a 3-0 game, has a chance to put up a scoreless frame in the top of the second inning. Or 1 out, I should say. As the 1-2 gets through the wicket to Kyle Wilkie. Taking off for second is Anthony Prado, and he gets in standing up. Man moves down to second. Braves have another runner in scoring position. And that pitch will be a ball to the hitter in Bardzell. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. So now we'll see if the defensive alignment from the middle infield changes at all. If Taylor Garris or Alec Trella at second or short, give the runner in Prado any attention. Prado swiped a few bags in his collegiate season as a swing and a miss through the hitter in Bardzell sends him down swinging for strike 3. Jeremy Randolph's recorded 3 strikeouts on the night in just an inning and 2/3 pitch.
Randolph really redeeming himself after getting the pass ball, being able to throw by that hitter for a strikeout, very important.
Braves will turn their lineup over to Tyler Fitzgerald back at the top of the order, his second at bat in as many innings. But Prado, the man at second, swiped 18 bags in his 2018 campaign at UConn, 14 in his freshman year. Randolph gives him a look, being held on by Garris. Now the first pitch breaking ball is a swing and a pop-up high into the air into Kyle Wilkie's right, moves over, calls everybody off, and makes the catch on the grass for out number 3. So Jeremy Randolph records a scoreless second inning as the Harbor Hawks will come up in the bottom of the second looking to get on the board and chip away at this 3-0 lead. When we come back, it'll be Pedro Pages, Kyle Wilkie, and Todd Lott, the 4-5-6 for the Hyannis Ball Club, just after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein.
Pedro Pages making his way into the right-handed side of the batter's box as we're just moments away from kicking things off in the bottom half of the second inning. Trey Vanderwide back out for inning number 2, recorded a 1-2-3 scoreless inning in the bottom of the first. Recorded a pop out to first, a line out to first, and a 6-3 ground ball put out. Pages, a catcher by trade, manning first base as he's done a handful of times already this summer. The first pitch from Vanderwide taken for a ball. In and out of the mid of the catcher and Phillips. Pages 13 for 50 on the year. Vanderwide, another guy who works strictly from the set as he comes home to Pages and misses down low for ball 2. Pedro went 0 for 4 in Sunday's game against the Harwich Mariners. As the 2-0 incoming from the left-hander and Vanderwide misses down. 3-0 the count to the FAU first baseman.
Page is trying to get on for the leadoff batter, trying to get things going, being down 3-0.
Vanderwide from the set and a 3-0 count. Comes home, taken for a strike, and the count now 3-1. He was 0 for 5 in the start before the Harwich game when they took on the Wareham Gatemen at Spillane Field. As the 3-1 pitch to Pages is swung on and cut foul, tailing out of play along the right side. So Pages 0 for his last 10 coming into this at bat. His average was sitting around 320 for a good portion of this last week, but has tailed off a little bit. Has 1 homer on the year. That came against the Gatemen on an opposite field shot off the scoreboard as he swings at the 3-2 pitch and sends a chopper on a hop to the second baseman. Fitzgerald makes the play, throws on a hop to first, and Pedro Pages sat down for out number 1 in the bottom of the second.
When that ball went through the infield, the second baseman kind of had to back up, waiting for it to hop up. Made the play in time, though.
And Fitzgerald taking the right approach on it, took about a step to his right, also a step back right onto the lip of the outfield grass. As you mentioned, it took a high hop from the hitter in Pages, but didn't let it get over his head. As Vanderwide winds and fires the first pitch to Kyle Wilkie, missing up high and away. Kyle Wilkie doing the catching tonight. Ball got through his legs back in the top of the second as Prado stole second. He watches the ball miss away in the other side of the batter's box for ball 2. Kyle Wilkie hitting .269. Last time we saw the Clemson product was against the Wareham Gatemen out at Spillane Field as he takes a strike right at the knees. Infield playing back for the Bourne Braves, hugging the line of third a little bit, is the third baseman in Triolo as Wilkie watches the ball miss low for a ball 3. 3-1 the count. Outfielders playing deep. Holt way back in center field as Kyle Wilkie swings and sends one foul right behind home plate and off the bricks here at McKeon Park. These bricks, a line from the ground, built about 3 feet high, and go from the third base dugout to the first base dugout. Kyle Wilkie finds himself in a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch from Vanderwide, swung on and fouled down the right field line and gets out of play. So Wilkie was sitting around 300 as well, but another guy that's tailed off a little bit in the last couple of games. Not so much compared to his season at Clemson. He finished the year on a 29-game hitting streak. Now the 3-2 pitch, swinging a high chopper to the first baseman, Brickhouse. Fields it cleanly on a couple of hops, steps on the bag for out number 2. And the pitcher in Trey Vanderwide retired the first 5 hitters he's faced through an inning and 2/3 in this young ball game.
A very similar hit from Pages by Wilkie there, the first baseman able to step back, and then also a great effort by the Harbor Hawks so far today, be able to run these balls out.
Vanderwide's induced a lot of soft contact here in the early going. Yet to strike anybody out, but has recorded 3 straight groundouts, along with a weak pop-up and 1 hard line drive off the bat of Tommy Jew, as the hitter in Todd Lott takes a first pitch high for ball 1. Well, Vanderwide's only got 5 strikeouts on the year and 8 innings pitched, but regardless, a 3.37 ERA. Now the 1-0 to Lott, swinging a high looping fly ball into short right field. Coming in a couple of steps is Bardzell, settles under it and makes the catch for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down for the Harbor Hawks through the first 2 innings. The score still 3-0 at McKeon Park in favor of the Bourne Braves. We'll be back for the top of the 3rd right after this when we return shortly on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein.
Braves up 3-0 as we start off the top half of the 3rd here at McKeon Park. All 3 runs coming in the first inning as Jeremy Randolph back out for inning number 3 after recording a scoreless 2nd inning. His first pitch to the hitter in Gabe Holt, taken for a strike on a fastball. Gabe Holt started things off for the Bourne Braves in the first inning with a single, and then came around to score on the RBI double from Spencer Brickhouse. Now the 0-1 misses down low as the count evens. So Gabe Holt on the summer hitting .333. 6 for his first 18, no RBIs. Randolph from the set. 1-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman, and Taylor Garris moving off to his left, fields it cleanly and throws on to first for out number 1. So Taylor Garris, who's making his first start in a handful of days, wasting no time at second base, took a clean step right over to his right side, fielded it right out in front of him between the legs, and made a strong throw over to Pedro Pages. Randolph now set to face the number 3 hitter in Jared Triolo, playing third base and out of Houston. First pitch is swung on and missed, a weak tap right back into the glove of Kyle Wilkie for strike 1. Triolo was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, and it was the first pitch from Jeremy Randolph. In that at-bat, and he came around to score on a 2 RBI single from Lyle Lynn. He cuts right through that next pitch and misses it, an off speed from Randolph as the count moves to 0-2. So Randolph's already got 3 strikeouts on the night. Had 15 and 11 innings coming into today. The set and the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 3. Jeremy Randolph retires back-to-back hitters to start the top of the 3rd inning. 4th strikeout in the young ball game.
That's better for Braves. The first base of East Carolina.
So Randolph continuing to show off that swing and miss stuff as Triolo punches out for the first time. Punched out the number 1 and number 3 hitter in the Braves lineup, Tyler Fitzgerald, who's just coming off a Player of the Week honoree announced today by the Cape Cod Baseball League. As the number 4 hitter in Spencer Brickhouse takes a ball down low. 1-0 the count for the first baseman out of East Carolina. But Tyler Fitzgerald, he's hitting .319 on the summer. And he got the Player of the Week honoree along with Ryan Pepio, named Pitcher of the Week, as Brickhouse sends a line drive down the right field line and fair, getting into the corner. He's rounding first, taking off for second. The throw in by Eric Rivera is offline, and Spencer Brickhouse stands up at second base with his second double of the day. 2 doubles and 2 at-bats for the East Carolina product, and he continues his scorching hot summer, 23rd hit. Brickhouse now pushes up his batting average to .338. So Randolph had retired 5 straight hitters before that double from Brickhouse, and now finds himself in a little bit of trouble as he faces Lyle Lynn for the second time. Checks the runner at second. The first pitch misses inside with a fastball for ball 1. Lyle Lynn produced the 2 RBI single back in the first inning. That plated Triolo and Brickhouse. 1-0 count as the hitter in Lynn rests that bat on his right shoulder. Breaking ball from Randolph misses low and away. Lyle Lynn plays his baseball at Arizona State University. After being drafted in the 16th round by the Mariners out of high school, he was selected 13 rounds later by the Houston Astros just a few weeks ago, 29th round selection. Now the 2-0, taken for a strike. Well, Lyle Lynn just finished his sophomore year down in Tempe, but he was a draft-eligible sophomore. Ultimately decided to stay in school and come back to the Cape. He's been here in Bourne for about a week or so now. 2-1 from Randolph, swinging a high fly ball into shallow left field, coming on as Matthew Barefoot makes the catch on the run, and that'll do it for the Bourne Braves in the top of the 3rd inning. So Jeremy Randolph allows 1 hit, but nothing further. Another scoreless frame for the Wright State right-hander. Bourne leads 3-0 here through 2.5 innings, and we'll be back right after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein.
Alec Trella stepping up to the plate for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom half of the third inning. The shortstop out of Memphis in the number 7 hole for Hyannis tonight. As left-hander Trey Vanderwydes retired the first 6 hitters he's faced. Through the first 2 innings, Trella looking to pick up the first base hit of the night for the Harbor Hawks. The left-hander winds and fires, a swinging a fly ball into shallow right field. Coming a couple of steps in is Bardzell. Settles under it and makes the catch, moving off to his right for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Trey Vanderwyde in the bottom of the third, continuing to make quick work of the Harbor Hawks offense. Trella just got well under that ball, skied it out to high right field. And Bardzell fought the sun a little bit, but fought it off no problem, making the easy catch as Eric Rivera digs in. FAU right fielder making his first plate appearance of the night as he takes a ball outside. Eric Rivera hitting 184 on the summer. 7 for 38, but starting to heat up a little bit as of late as he watches a ball miss away. 2-0 the count. Rivera plays his ball at FAU. Hit 277 there this season. Off speed from Vanderwyde catches the corner for strike 1. Outfielders playing fairly deep as Vanderwyde gets his sign, fires home, and misses outside again. 3-1 to Eric Rivera. Rivera yet to have a multi-hit game on the summer, but currently riding a 2-game hitting streak as he takes a strike right on the inside corner, dusted him off the plate a little bit. But home plate umpire Mickey Garcia said it caught the corner. Both of those hits in that hitting streak came on 1 for 2 nights against the Gateman for Rivera. He swings at the next pitch and lines it foul behind home plate and off the netting. Now, Rivera hasn't flashed a whole ton of power so far this season. We've seen him launch a couple over the yard during batting practice. He hit 6 home runs at FAU. As he watches the 3-2 pitch down low for ball 4, the right fielder draws a walk with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning, bringing up Samford's second baseman Taylor Garris. But now Rivera continuing to be productive on offense. He's now reached base in 3 straight games. Taylor Garris gets a sign from head coach Chad Gassman down at third base. Garris looking to turn his summer around a little bit, hitting 200 on the young summer. He swings at the first pitch and sends it up the middle. Right there is the shortstop Prado, steps on the bag for 1, relay to first in time for a double play. A 6-3 putout ends the Harbor Hawks small rally in the bottom of the third as Eric Rivera reached on a walk but advanced no further. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Hyannis in the bottom of the third. 3-0 Bourne, still your score here at McKeon Park. We'll be back for the 4th inning shortly after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Chris Lucy back with you here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network to take you around the Cape before we get things back to Lyle Goldstein for more play-by-play. Over in Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth, the Red Sox are getting one heck of a warm-up before a 4th of July clash with the Harbor Hawks tomorrow. A 7-0 lead they have over the Brewster Whitecaps. The Wareham Gatemen at the top of the division are on top 2-0 over the Kettleers in the top of the 5th over at Lowell Park. The Chatham Anglers and Harwich Mariners, along with the Commodores and Firebirds, have yet to get underway in their respective games over in the Eastern Division. Those matchups starting up at 7. Now back to Lyle and the play-by-play here between the Bourne Braves and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Top half of the fourth set to kick off. Jeremy Randolph back on the mound. He's set to face the Braves' 6, 7, 8 hitters in the order, starting off with left fielder Spencer Horwitz, who takes a strike to start things off. Horwitz was the man that grounded into the 1-6-3 double play to end that 3-run first inning. Turned by the starting pitcher in Jeremy Randolph. Comes back with a fastball, missing low and away for ball 1.
Randolph's pitched very well in the second and third inning. Let's see if in the fourth he can continue the trend.
And often with power pitchers, especially a big strikeout guy like Randolph, the key to them is to jump on them early, especially in the first inning, which the Braves did. They put up a trio of runs, but since then, 2 scoreless frames as Horwitz swings and sends one foul down the left field line and tailing out of play. Davis Wenzel gave it a little bit of a look, moving back and off to his right, but just watched it sail into the bushes beyond the left field fence down the line here at McKeon Park. Spencer Horwitz finds himself in a 1-2 count. Looking to pick up his 16th hit of the summer. The pitch from Randolph, swing and a miss for strike 3. 5th strikeout of the night for the Wright State right-hander in Jeremy Randolph, as Spencer Horwitz punches out for the first time tonight. And the first man at the top of the fourth is sent down.
Great pitch there by Randolph, really starting to get into the groove after a bad first inning.
Anthony Prado, the UConn shortstop, steps in. He's singled back in his first at-bat. Randolph's continuing to work from the set. A first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike, right at the knees to Prado. Infield playing back. Wenzel a few feet to his left off the line at third. 0-1 pitch right on the outside corner for strike 2. Jeremy Randolph at Wright State, he struck out 61 guys in 49 1/3. Currently has 19 Ks on this summer. Or make it 20 as he misses away for ball 2. That 5th strikeout he just produced to Spencer Horwitz was his 20th punch out. He's 1 strike away from getting 21. As he's got a 2-2 count to the hitter in Prado. Delivers, fastball looked at for strike 3. 6 strikeouts on the night for Jeremy Randolph as Anthony Prado punches out for the first time tonight, retired for the first time tonight. Back-to-back strikeouts for Randolph and 2 out here in the fourth.
Great command by his pitch there by Randolph, just catching the outside part of the plate.
And he has really settled down, to say the least, after that first inning. Retired the last 3 hitters as the first pitch of the catcher, Thaddeus Phillips, misses low on a breaking ball. But so far on the Cape, Jeremy Randolph, his high in strikeouts is 7. That came against the Brewster Whitecaps in a 6-5 win during Game 2. Went 4 1/3 innings in that ball game. He's already got 6 tonight, and we're in the top of the 4th inning as a fastball hits the outside corner to even the count at a ball and a strike. Randolph stands at just 5'11", 200 pounds, but he's got some firm heat as Thaddeus Phillips swings and misses through a high fastball right above the letters for strike 2. The right-handed hitter in Phillips struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Randolph kicks and fires. The next pitch misses just in. So a deep stare down between the hitter in Phillips and the pitcher in Randolph as he now gets his sign. The 2-2 swung on and fouled up and out of play down the first base side. Well, Thaddeus Phillips hit just under 260 in his season at UConn, 257, 2 home runs and 20 RBIs. But he's on that struggle bus here in the Cape League summer, adjusting to the Wood Bat League and adjusting to some of the best talent from around the country. Now the 2-2, swinging a high chopper foul right back over to the Harbor Hawks dugout. No action going on in the bullpen. Everybody down the left field line for the Harbor Hawks seems pretty content where they are in their seat. More of the same down the right field line for the Bourne Braves. Trey Vanderwide has thrown a gem so far in this ball game. As Randolph's 2-2 is a high chopper back to the mound, fielded on a backhand by Randolph, throws to first and in time to get Thaddeus Phillips for out number 3. So Jeremy Randolph punches out an additional pair and records another 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 4th. We'll be back right after this. Due up for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom half of this inning. It'll be the top of the order in Davis Wenzel, Tommy Jew, and Matthew Barefoot when we get back on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
Harbor Hawks send their top of the lineup up to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning. Davis Wenzel leading things off. The Baylor infielder, who's manning third tonight, digs in for the second time against Trey Vanderwide and takes a first pitch ball down low. So Vanderwide has spun a gem here through the first 3 innings of the ball game, has seen the minimum, just one man reach base on a walk, no hits allowed. Counters with a fastball in there for a strike to Davis Wenzel right on the inner half of the plate. Wenzel popped up to first in his first at bat. He checks his swing on the 1-1 pitch, but a called strike with the pitch from the home plate umpire and Mickey Garcia. Count now runs to 1-2. Wenzel sporting a .228 average on the year. As Vanderwide gets his sign, a swing and a miss on the incoming pitch to Davis Wenzel, cut right through that 1-2 offering as he goes down swinging. Second time retired tonight and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth.
Wenzel thinking about that first when it came in kind of inside and then it kind of tailed off. Unfortunately, swinging a bad pitch.
And some good movement there on that pitch from Vanderwide. That had some tail to it, to say the least. As he's set to face Tommy Jew, the right-handed hitter out of UCSB, as he takes one high. 1-0. Well, Tommy Jew, 5 for his first 21, hitting .238. Watches a fastball from Vanderwide, miss away. 2-0 the count. Vanderwide working quickly. Just like Randolph, a guy who likes to go out of the set and doesn't like the windup. Another reliever in Vanderwide, much like Randolph was in his collegiate season. He counters with a fastball, misses low and away to Tommy Jew. 3-0 the count.
Vanderwide working very quickly, but also being effective with his pitches, getting ahead of guys. This is really only the first or second time today really seen a Harbor Hawk hitter getting ahead.
And Jew, with that loud batting stance, wiggling that bat way behind his shoulder and right at the head level as he takes a 3-0 strike. Jew hit .312 in his collegiate season at UCSB for the Gauchos, along with 5 long balls, 18 extra base hits. Now the 3-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back behind home plate. Tommy Jew chased that one down in the zone as the count moves to full. Matthew Barefoot awaits on deck. And Tommy Jew with a full count looking to be the second base runner of the day to reach for the Harbor Hawks. Vanderwide from the set, the payoff pitch, swinging a ground ball on a hop right to the third baseman Triolo. Fields it cleanly and throws on to first across the diamond and gets the speedy Jew for out number 2.
Tommy Jew was flying down the baseline there, almost getting saved at first. Third baseman for the Braves had to hurry up quickly.
And Vanderwide just continuing to cruise through the order here. He retired the first 6 guys he saw and has retired 10 of the first 11. A lone man reaching base was Eric Rivera on a walk, but was shortly doubled off by Taylor Garris on a double play, 6-3. As Matthew Barefoot takes a ball inside right into the right-hander's batter's box where he was standing, but missed his right foot by just a couple of inches. 1-0 the count to the Campbell product. Vanderwide from the set, the pitch, swinging a ground ball foul behind home plate. Well, Matthew Barefoot came into the day with a .388 batting average. 19 hits on the year, 12 RBIs, 8 walks. Hitting in the number 3 spot for the Harbor Hawks as he swings and sends one up the middle, backhanded off to his right as Tyler Fitzgerald makes a strong throw to Brickhouse at first, and that's in time as Vanderwide records another scoreless and perfect frame. 1, 2, 3 go the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the 4th on a strikeout and 2 groundouts. 3-0 Bourne, still your score through 4 innings of play, and we'll be back shortly after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
Top half of the 5th, moments away from getting underway here at McKeon Park. Jeremy Randolph out to the mound for inning number 5, and he's set to face the 9-1-2 of the Bourne Braves order. Starting things off, Hartford right fielder Ashton Bardzell. Randolph quickly going from the set. The first pitch misses low, scooped up out of the dirt by Kyle Wilkie for ball 1. Well, Ashton Bardzell, one of 6 strikeouts on the night for Jeremy Randolph. His coming to end, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. He swings and sends a high chopper foul down the third base line. That strikeout that he recorded in the 2nd was the 3rd of 6 thus far for Randolph. Got 21 total strikeouts on the year in the right-handed pitcher out of Wright State. Sits with a 1-1 count, gets his sign, comes back with a breaking ball that swung on and fouled up and out of play along the right side.
Remember, fans, thanks to our friends at Rogers and Grace Aaron, you can keep that foul ball.
So Randolph, who sports the number 15 on his back, sits with a count at 1-2. Davis Wenzel playing back and hugging the line a little bit at third. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Rounding first is the hitter in Bardzell. He'll stop there as he picks up his first hit of the night, 11th on the summer, and a leadoff man's aboard for the Bourne Braves in the top of the 5th.
The second baseman from Louisville, number 4, Tyler Fitzgerald.
So Jeremy Randolph had retired 4 straight batters before that base hit, but Bardzell just got enough of it, poking it through the left side, out of the reach of Wenzel, as well as the backhand of Trella. Tyler Fitzgerald making his 3rd plate appearance. Moving that bat above his head and behind his right shoulder. Swings at a first pitch breaking ball and sends it foul. Well, Tyler Fitzgerald, we've mentioned it a couple of times now. He was named CCBL Player of the Week along with Ryan Pepio of your own Hyannis Harbor Hawks, was the Pitcher of the Week. Fitzgerald, 22 hits on the summer. He takes a ball down low from Randolph. He had 3 multi-hit games in the last week, as well as a 4-hit game just a week ago on June the 26th at Brewster. Randolph fires off the mound, throws over to first, and back safely as the runner in Bardzell. So Fitzgerald, 12 hits in the last 6 contests. Currently sporting a batting average of .319 as he swings and hits a fly ball foul out of play down the right field line. We mentioned this Harbor Hawks order being deadly. Fitzgerald hitting .319, Gabe Holt at .316, Jared Triolo at .308, and then Spencer Brickhouse, who currently leads the Cape Cod League in RBIs, hitting .338. The whole lineup can hit 1 through 9, but that 1 through 4 has been deadly through the first almost half of this summer. Rendoff's next pitch is swung on and missed by the hitter in Fitzgerald for strike 3, his second strikeout of the night. 7 punch outs for Jeremy Randolph, as there's 1 out in the top of the 5th.
With a rebound after giving up a leadoff single there with a strikeout, kind of calms the Bourne bats down.
Jeremy Randolph just continuing to fan hitters here in this ball game. Through 4 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts. His first pitch to the hitter in Gabe Holt is swinging a foul back behind home plate. So of the 13 hitters Randolph's retired, over half have been via the K. Gabe Holt has a 1-for-2 day to his name. Singled in the first and later scored. Also grounded out to second back in the third. Randolph throws over to first, over to Pedro Pages, but back safely on the dive is the runner in Bardzell. Well, Gabe Holt has 6 hits on the summer. Randolph from the set, the next pitch, swinging a high pop-up into short left center field. Alec Trella going back for it, doing a ballerina move and can't make the catch. Throw over to second is wide to the left of Taylor Garris, and moving up 90 feet will be the runner in Bardzell. So Alec Trella struggling with that low fly ball there, or short fly ball, we should say, as he went back on it, looked to make an over-the-shoulder catch, spun off to his left, then spun off to his right, tried to make a backhanded diving catch, almost did so, hit the tip of his glove and spun right out, got to his feet and tried to make an accurate throw to Garris at second, but couldn't quite do so. Bourne Braves have a runner on first and second, 1 out here in the 5th. They still lead 3-0, and stepping in is Jared Triolo. Randolph checks the runner at second, now fires home, swinging a foul up and out of play. Alec Trella's had a tough go of it defensively over the last couple of days. He made 2 errors back in the Harwich game. And it was recorded in E6 here at McKeon Park. Randolph sits with an 0-1 count. 2 runners on, 1 out. Braves up 3-0. The pitch to the number 3 hitter in Triolo, a ball, throw back to first on a quick back pick from Kyle Wilkie, but back safely is the runner in Holt.
A good throw there by Wilkie. Probably could have got him because he was way off the bag.
That pitch was called a ball, so 1-1 the count to the Houston product in Jared Triolo. Randolph working from the set. Now fires home, swinging a line drive into left field, dropping in front of Matthew Barefoot for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is the runner in Bardzell. The throw is cut off, and he slides in safely as the Bourne Braves extend their lead to 4-0 in the top of the 5th on a 1-out single from Jared Triolo.
Another time where Randolph's left the pitch right in front of the plate there and just shot it right down the line and left field, be able to score that run. Randolph really has to keep this just 4 runs now.
First run Randolph's allowed since the first inning. Triolo got it on the screws, shooting it out to left field. Matthew Barefoot had to move over for his right. Fielded it on a hop, came up throwing, just not quite strong enough to get the runner in Bardzell at the plate. There's still 2 on for the number 4 hitter in Spencer Brickhouse, who swings at the first pitch and sends a high fly ball out to left field. Matthew Barefoot camps under it after moving to his right, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. So Barefoot staying busy out in left field. That one a much more routine play for the Campbell product, as it was a high looping fly ball. Just moved a few feet over to his right, had a good beat on it. We've seen Barefoot move all around the outfield this summer. He's been pretty versatile. Spent some time in center before Tommy Jew arrived. A few games in right, now a handful in left. Randolph's first pitch to Lyle Lynn, the ASU product, misses high for ball 1. Well, Matthew Barefoot's kind of done it all this season, especially in the lineup as well, where he's hit first, third, fourth, currently in the 3 spot tonight, but spent the last few games in the cleanup duty. Randolph's got a 1-0 count to Lyle Lynn, a swing and a chopper right back to the mound in Randolph. Cuts off the distance halfway, runs halfway to first, and underhands it to Pedro Pages for out number 3. That'll do it for the Bourne Braves on the top of the 5th, but not before they plate an additional run to make the score 4-0 here at McKeon Park. We'll be back right after this. Due up for the Harbor Hawks, the 4-5-6 and Pages, Wilkie, and Lott when we return on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's Voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
In the bottom of the fifth, Pedro Pages leading it up for the Harbor Hawks. I'm Robert Marcello. Now anchoring the play-by-play while Lyle is the caller. Quick day for you, Lyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we just talked about at the break, less than an hour.
Vander Wide back on the mound for the Braves. Pedro Pages, as I said, is up to lead off in the bottom of the fifth. Harbor Hawks currently down 3-0. I apologize, 4-0. That is a ground ball to the first baseman. Steps on to first for the first out. That was a quick play by Brickhouse being able to step on the bag in time.
The Pages didn't hit one too hard. It was a squiggling ground ball. Took first baseman in Brickhouse maybe a step over to his right, but no trouble making the play at first. As Trey Vanderwide, man, does he just continue to cruise through the order. He still hasn't allowed a hit through 4 1/3 innings.
Kyle Wilkie now up, as Lyle said. The Harbor Hawks yet to have a hit here today. They're really trying to get going. First pitch of the bat is in for a ball. Didn't catch the inner half of the plate. One-0 pitch. That's a foul ball. Brings the count at 1-1. The strike zone's been pretty big today for both sides. This game's moved along very quickly. 1-1 pitch. It's ball outside. Runs the count at 2-1. Sun now shaded over near the Harbor Hawks dugout, but Braves dugout right now getting scorched by the sun, as it was a pretty hot day here today in Hyannis. The humidity definitely up. That catches the outside part of the plate. It's now 2-2. Trying to get the first hit today for the Harbor Hawks is Kyle Wilkie. He's batting .269 in the season with 2 RBIs, no home runs. 2-2 pitch. That is a ground ball again to Brickhouse. He'll throw it onto the pitcher, and he'll get him out. Another close play there. And still the Harbor Hawks have no hits.
Yeah, Spencer Brickhouse has stayed busy over at first base today. That's his 5th putout that he's made so far. And Trey Vanderwide, just 1 strikeout so far. He pitches to contact and uses his defense to his advantage. He's just allowed, not only has he not allowed a hit through 4 2/3 innings now, only 1 runner's reached base, and he's still faced the minimum because that was Eric Rivera back in the third, I should say, when he got doubled off on a double play.
Todd Lott now up for the Harbor Hawks. That pitches inside, right around Todd Lott's knees. Quickly goes up in the count 1-0. Pitch. That is a laser down the line, and that will be the Harbor Hawks' first hit on the day. Todd Lott is running towards second, and he'll be sliding into second with a 2-out double. And for the first time today, the Harbor Hawks have a hit.
And Lott staying aggressive against Vanderwide in that count. He sent a low line drive over the head of the third baseman Triolo into left field. He hit it pretty hard, and it took the left fielder and Horwitz a while to go and recover the ball. So Lott taking a good wide turn at first and slid into second safely with no play. And now let's see how the Harbor Hawks can build on this. Sometimes one hit is all you need. You hear the coaches here in Hyannis talk about contagious hitting. Sometimes one hit will spark a little bit of a rally.
First pitch into Alec Trello will be called for a ball. Pitches in. That is a pitch outside for a ball. Now runs the count at 2-0. With Todd Lott at second base, the Harbor Hawks are down 3 runs. Pitches in from Trella, grounds it to the shortstop. He takes it on the hop, throws it on to first, and gets him out for the third out. The Harbor Hawks do get their first hit of the day, but it does not matter. It is still 3-0 after 5 innings. The Harbor Hawks will be on the defensive, while Bourne will be up in the top of the 6th. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back to Chad Gaspin making all the right moves on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
We are back in the top of the 6th. A new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks, James.
Yeah, Keegan James, the right-hander out of Mississippi State in his college season, because he's making his Cape Cod League debut here tonight as his Mississippi State Bulldogs made a deep run into the College World Series before losing to the Oregon State Beavers. But James in his season, 42 1/3 innings pitched, a 1-2 record, 4.68 ERA, made 23 appearances, struck out 42, and walked 15.
Horwitz now up for the Braves to start things here on the top of the 6th. Pitch in for James. In first strike. Start out his Cape Cod League debut. Keegan James. From Mississippi State, they went pretty far this year. They made the College Baseball World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. Second pitch into James is a ground ball to Trell at shortstop. He throws it on to first and just gets the tag. A play by Pedro Pages for the first out in the top of the sixth.
And Trella doing a nice job. He moved off to his right, but didn't have to backhand it. Moved over in time to field it out in front and off his left foot and makes a strong throw over to Pages at first to get Horwitz.
Anthony Prado with one out is up, with Bourne being up 4-0 in the top of the sixth. This game's gone by pretty quick. It is 7-11. Pitches in. It's in for a strike. Pitches in. That's a ball. With one out. You're on the top of the sixth. Pitch is in. That's a ball outside. Let's count now at 2-0. Dubrado. With one out on the top of the sixth, Bourne up 4-0. Oh, pitch. That is a laser that gets past second baseman into the gap. That could be two. Throws in. Not in time. He is out. A great throw by the right fielder. Gets out there. Tommy Jew and Eric Rivera. Great teamwork there. And a great tag for the second out here in the top of the sixth.
And Keegan James catching a break there. Anthony Prado trying to get a little bit greedy and take two, but a great relay in from the right fielder in Rivera down to Alec Trella at second, and a quick tag applied for the second out.
Phillips now up to the plate. Pitcher's in. That's for the ball. Phillips is currently batting .083. Only has 2 hits on the season and 24 appearances, in for a strike. One's count at 1-1. Oh, pitch. Swing and a miss by Phillips. Rounds now the count at 1-2. 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Got to keep this game at 4-0. Is James on the mound. His first Cape Cod League appearance of the season. He's been in Hyannis for a couple of days after coming off of his long college season. 1-2 pitch. That is a ground ball to the second baseman. He'll throw it on to first and get the third out. The Harbor Hawks keep it at 4-0. They'll be up in the bottom of the sixth. We will be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
Eric Rivera to lead it off for the Harbor Hawks. In the bottom of the sixth, currently down 4-0. First pitch in. It's in for a strike. Another pitch is just outside for a ball. Vanderwide still on the mound for the Braves. They do have some action out there, though. Pitch is just outside for a ball.
Yeah, it looks like it's Kyle Martin out there for the Bourne Braves getting loose in the bullpen. As we can see the number 12 down from the broadcast booth. He plays his ball at Fordham University.
Oh, pitch. That's another ball there. Runs the count now at 3-1. To Rivera trying to get on. As he was walked. Only the second runner on for the Harbor Hawks today, as he was the first one. That's in for a strike. Runs the count full at 3-2. Rivera's currently batting 184 in the season. All this time he has 6 RBIs in the season, though 7 for 38. Oh, pitch. That is a ground ball that will get past the shortstop, and that will be in for a leadoff single. Quickly throws back into second. Rivera thought about going 2 as they took a sweet old time getting in. And there'll be a runner on first with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th.
He took an aggressive turn at first, but just retreated back. And Eric Rivera just continuing to hit. That's 3 straight games where he's made a plate appearance and recorded a hit. He's reached base twice today out of the just 3 base runners for the Harbor Hawks. The other one obviously being the Todd Lott double.
Pitches into Garris, in for a strike. Only the second hit for the Harbor Hawks today. Rivera's single. Pitches ball in low. Garrett's currently batting 200. Goes back to first, he'll be safe. Not even a slide by Rivera. Pitch is in. That's a pitch outside. Pitch in. That is a ground ball to the third baseman. He has it off his glove and unable to get it as it gets stopped by the shortstop, not allowing it to go in the outfield. Would have maybe scored a run. Now there are runners on first and second.
Well, that'll likely be ruled an infield single for Taylor Garris. It was just a high chopper to third. It got under the glove of Jared Triola, but Garris with his speed likely had a chance to beat it out anyway. And if that holds up, that's back-to-back singles for the Harbor Hawks to start off the bottom of the 6th inning. And down 4-0, now 2 guys on, nobody out. They got their top of the lineup up. This is really the first trouble we've seen Trey Vanderwide get into all night.
Davis Wenzel out for the Harbor Hawks. Runners on at first and second, nobody out. Here's the manager for the Braves coming out. Or maybe the pitching coach. And it will be the manager. That will be the day. For Vanderwide, pitched very well. But now the Harbor Hawks get someone else to face. Because they're down 4-0 trying to get a rally. We're going to let him get warmed up. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's Voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
Welcome back. You're in the bottom of the sixth. New pitcher for the Braves, Kyle Martin.
Yeah, Kyle Martin, the right-hander out of Fordham University, 0-2, 5.91 ERA on the summer and 8 2/3 innings. Struck out 13.
Wenzel up that first pitch just outside. Nobody out here on the bottom of the sixth. Runners at first and second. Pitch into Wenzel's called for a strike. Just catches the outside part of the plate.
And we're seeing what makes Kyle Martin so deceptive here early on. He's got a 3/4 delivery to him as he steps off the mound quickly. But you'll often see guys, almost all the time go over the top. You'll get your handful of side armors throughout every league. But Kyle Martin, a 3/4 armor.
Calls time is Martin trying to reset.
He's also already saved 2 games for the Braves this season. Most recent one coming June 29th at Brewster. Also got one against Falmouth. That was out at Gov Fuller Field on June the 19th. But Kyle Martin, he's only had, this is his 6th appearance on the summer. He's only had 2 appearances where he's let up runs, but both of them were multi-run outings. Gave up 3 against the Anglers and 2 on opening night against the Whitey Red Sox.
Pitches in. That is a ground ball that whizzes foul. That's first base coach of the Harbor Hawks. Stays at the count at 1-2. Pitches in. That is a line drive that will get down. That's right fielder, and he misplays it. That's going to score 1. Potentially could score 2. Wenzel sliding into third. And a triple for Wenzel that will probably be scored. That's probably a single and an error on the right fielder. Scores 2 runs, and it's now 4-2 Bourne.
Yeah, I think that's almost definitely a single and an E9 as the right fielder in Bardzell got right under his legs and rolled almost all the way to the wall, sat at the warning track. But Davis Wenzel realized it right away, turned on the burners early on, and finds himself sliding into third. 2-run score for the Harbor Hawks, and they're right back in this thing. Nobody out, a man on third, 4-2 ball game.
Tommy Jew now up for the Harbor Hawks. His first pitch is sent foul into the Bourne Braves bullpen. The right fielder unable to get it.
Something we've noticed here about Tommy Jew so far in his Cape Cod League summer is he likes to be aggressive early in counts, as often a first pitch fastball will be the best thing you see, and he likes to hunt after it early.
Oh, pitch. That ball's in the dirt. Good stop by Phillips, not allowing the runner to advance. As it's now just a 2-run game here. Very different than it was just a couple of innings ago where the Harbor Hawks really just couldn't get anything going. Pitch in for a ball.
And with the infield playing back now for the Bourne Braves, both the second baseman Fitzgerald, first baseman Brickhouse back behind their respective bags. A ground ball to the right side would do it for Tommy Jew to play an additional run.
Pitch into Tommy Jew's strike call. Just catches the outside part of the play. Tommy Jew's knees buckling a little bit. He probably didn't like that call.
Yeah, and he's just looking to do a job here. Of course, your ideal situation is to pick up a base hit, but a sacrifice fly or a ground ball to the right side would do it just fine.
Oh, pitch. That is a laser that just goes foul. Tommy Jew with a good piece. Almost hits Davis Wenzel. Pitch in. Swings at it just foul. Gets the end of his bat. Wenzel thought it would be fair and continue to run. He was almost at home plate. Home plate umpire had to give him the bad news, had to go back. Sun's starting to go down here at McKeon Park. Pitches in from Martin. That is another ball in the dirt. Good stop by Phillips. Because the Braves are trying to keep it at 4-2, and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks are trying to keep us to trying to get it to a 1-run game, trying to get this RBI. Runs the count full at 3-2. Pitches in. That ball's in the dirt, and now there'll be runners on the corners, still with nobody out.
Well, Tommy Jew staying really disciplined in that at bat. The right-hander Martin tried to give him a healthy dose of breaking stuff low and off the plate, but he couldn't get Tommy to bite on any of it. Staying to his approach, looking for that fastball in up over the plate. He didn't get it, so he left everything down in the dirt. And he draws a walk here. Now 2 men on and 1 out. We've seen Jew with a pretty disciplined plate approach so far in this summer. Not a guy that likes to chase after a lot of stuff. Not a guy that tries to go for all or nothing, just stays to his approach.
Matt Barefoot. Up about that pitch will go foul. Phillips thought about getting it.
Remember, fans, thanks to our friends at Rogers and Grady Insurance.
I got to say, though, Rob, if you're the Harbor Hawks, who would you rather have up in this situation?
Absolutely. Matthew Barefoot definitely has been and has supplied great offense for this team. So far this year. Pitches in from Martin. That pitch just up for a ball.
Yeah, Barefoot's riding an 8-game hitting streak. He's only had 3 games this season where he hasn't recorded a hit, but so far 0 for 2 tonight. Martin threw off to first to check on Jew, but going back to Matthew Barefoot, and one of those outings where he had a hitless day, it was in the tie against Chatham where it got cut short, and the other was against Brewster where he only had 1 at bat in the second game of the doubleheader.
That is a ground ball to the third baseman. He'll throw home, and he is out. Wenzel not expecting that.
Yeah, and Chad Gassman having a couple of words with Wenzel as he heads back to the dugout. Probably not your ideal base running decision by Wenzel. Of course, it could have been planned by Chad Gassman to just go on a ball read, but Wenzel on a ground ball to the left side deciding to take off. A pretty easy throw home for Jared Triolo to make it 2 outs. And we're going to get a pinch hitter in Brady Lindsley for Pedro Pages.
Pitch hitting for the Harbor Hawks from University of Oklahoma, number 30, Brady Lidsley.
Winsley thought he was going to get the day off today, but he's now batting. Pitch into Winsley is a ball. Pitch into Martin. That is a pitch just inside for a ball. Pitch in. That ball's high. Winsley's batting .206 on the season, 5 RBIs. Plays for the Sooners of Oklahoma. 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4, and the bases will be loaded with 1 out. For Kyle Wilkie. Down just 2 runs.
And Wilkie, another guy who's been struggling a little bit as of late. His average is down to 250 as we speak with an 0 for 2 day today. But we know this is a kid who can swing the bat, to say the least. 324 average at Clemson, 3rd team All-ACC honoree. It's second on the Clemson Ball Club in hits this season.
First pitch in. For a strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th. That first pitch is in for a fly ball that will get down. And a run will score. Is now 4-3. Bases are still loaded. There's a little blooper out. Right field got down, unable to get it. It was the right fielder.
And it looked like it was going to drop off the bat. It was a low Texas League fly ball into short right field. Barzell closing ground decently well, but then stopped in his tracks, holding things up, realizing he wasn't going to be able to make the play and kept it in front of him. But an additional run scores for the Harbor Hawks. Now just a 1-run game. Bases loaded, 1 out, and here comes Todd Lott, who's been swinging a hot bat, to say the least, has a hit already in the day with a double.
Definitely in a big spot. Pitches into Lott, just catches the outside part of the plate in first strike. And really after the first 5 innings of the Harbor Hawks really not being able to get anything going with a major bottom of the 6th. Quickly down, 0-1 in the count is Lott. The first baseman for Bourne playing in. Looking for a possible bunt. And that is a ground ball to the second baseman. Throws it on to second. Throws on to first, and he'll be safe. It is now tied. It is 4-4 here in Hyannis. They have came back down from 4-0 down to now tie the game at 4.
And Todd Lott with a 2-hopper ground ball out to second base. Fitzgerald playing back on it and waited for it to come to him. Didn't take much of an aggressive approach on it. And Todd Lott hustling down the line and hard as he knew he had a chance to break up the double play. And if he did so, it would tie the game. And that's exactly what he did. A good hard 90 from the Louisiana Lafayette product as the runner from third scores in Matthew Barefoot to make it a tie ball game. 4 runs here in the inning for the Harbor Hawks.
Seth Gray now up to bat. The pinch hitting role with runners on the quarters with 2 outs. Bourne unable to get the double play to keep their lead. And things now are going to get interesting. First pitch into Gray. That's a ball low. Crowd's starting to get into it here in McKeon Park. As tomorrow we have the 4th of July game at home against the YD Red Sox. Steps off the Rubber is marked. Pitch is in. That's a pitch inside.
And Seth Gray coming in to pinch hit for Alec Trella, whose night's now done. So more likely than not, the defensive changes will be you'll see Wenzel move over to short and Seth Gray take over at third.
Pitch is in. That is a ground ball to the second baseman. He has it. He'll throw it on to first, and it's kept at 4-4, but the Harbor Hawks able to come back and score 4 runs in this inning. We'll be back here for the top of the 7th here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Rob Marcello.
We're back in the top of the 7th. Seth Gray over at third. Wenzel moves over to shortstop. Keegan James still on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Pitches in for a strike. This will be my solo winning. Lyle had his in the top of the third and bottom of the third. I'll have it here in the top of the 7th and the bottom of the 7th. Pitch in. Ball just outside. Bartzell up for Bourne. He's batting .263 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs on this 2018 Cape Cod League season. Another pitch is fouled off. That runs the count at 1-2. Nobody out in the top of the 7th. You're just joining us. The Harbor Hawks scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th to tie this game at 4-4. No pitch. That is a foul ball. Bounces off of Bartzell's leg. But he'll be all right. Definitely a big night in the league of Cape Cod baseball, as tomorrow we have the 4th of July game. As I mentioned, that pitch is just outside, runs the count at 2-2. This will be a beautiful day for baseball, and it was a beautiful baseball day for baseball today in the past couple days here at Cape Cod. But you're starting to hit a heat wave. That's another pitch that will go foul, but will potentially be able to cut. And he catches it. A great play by Brady Lindsley at first base with the first out. 3 Harbor Hawks converging on that ball. But Lindsley able to make a nice play as he came in for Pedro Pages. The first out here in the top of the 7th. Fitzgerald. Now up for the Bourne Braves. Pitches in. That is not caught by Kyle Wilkie. Goes high for a ball. Home plate umpire whizzes the ball back at James. Usually the pitchers after a pitch get lobbed the ball back by the catcher, but the home plate umpire wasting no time trying to get the ball. Harbor Hawks, as Lyle mentioned, the top of the game here wearing their home whites, while Bourne wearing their road navy blues. Pitches in for a strike to Fitzgerald. And the count's at 1-1. Keegan James trying to shut it down here in the 7th, trying to quickly get his team back up to try to take the lead. He's going to try to get the win. And after a bad first inning. Another pitch inside. Fitzgerald in the season batting .328. 13 RBIs in the season with 1 home run. 22 for 67. Pitches in, strike. A swing and a miss there by Fitzgerald. Count now runs at 2-2. Game now is kind of stopped for a little while as we were moving along quite quickly. 2-2 pitch. Another ball in the dirt, runs count at full. 3-2. With 1 out in the top of the 7th. Fitzgerald 0 for 3 on the day, trying to get on base. James right now has 5 pitches in this at bat. 3-2 pitch. That is ball 4, almost hits Fitzgerald on a 1-out walk. Trying to get the Bourne Braves going.
The center field from Texas Tech, number 23, Gabe Holt.
Gabe Holt. Center fielder for the Harbor Hawks, Chad Gassman. Going out to speak to the pitcher. That's going to be the day for James. Pretty good job out on the bullpen. Here, a new pitcher will come on. We will be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright.
Back to Chad Gaspin making all the right moves on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network.
We are back here in Hyannis. Egan James pitched 1 1/3 innings, put up 1 hit and 1 ball. Base on balls. Faced 5 batters. Now on the mound is Adam Elliott. First pitch into Holt is in for a strike. Elliott with a 0.93 ERA in 9 2/3 innings with 8 strikeouts on the year. Holt, as I said, bats .294. No home runs, no RBIs. But is 5 for 17. Not the everyday guy for the Braves. Throw back to first is Elliott. Again, he'll be safe. Over there at first is Fitzgerald. And on first, 1 out. Pitches right down the heart of the plate for a strike. Runner at first taking a healthy lead. Oh, pitch. That's a ball low outside. Runner at first still taking his lead. Pitching from Elliott. It's ball outside. His count now at 2-2. 1 out in the top of the 7th. It is 7:49. Pitch from Elliott. He'll throw back to first, though. Still be safe. Two pitch. That is in for a strike. Strike 3. And a good pitch from Elliott for the second out here in the top of the 7th.
The third baseman for Houston, number 31, Jared Triola.
Jared Triola. Now up for the Braves, 2 outs. A man still on first. Score's tied 4-4 here at McKeon Park. Lights continuing to get brighter here at McKeon. First pitch is swing and a miss as the sun is continuing to go down as well. Nice sunset out to left field. Good crowd here today at McKeon Park. Having fun this July 4th week. Throws back first is Elliott. Be safe at first is Fitzgerald. Throws back to first again. Will be safe. Pitches in. He'll run. That is a foul ball. Fitzgerald would have been standing up at second as he got a pretty big lead. Pitch from Elliott. That is another foul ball. Backstop. Here, this is a big pitch from Elliott. trying to get out of this. Game's still tied at 4-4. Is James pitched pretty good out of the pen today? Pitch from Elliott. That is a laser that gets past the third baseman and the shortstop. And that'll be runners at first and second with 2 out in the top of the 7th.
The next batter for the Braves, the first baseman from East Carolina, number 20, Spencer Brickhouse.
Spencer Brickhouse. First pitch of the bat almost hits Brickhouse. He gets out of the way. And now sits at 1-0. Brickhouse on the year is batting .328. 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Both runners at first and second taking big leads. Pitches in. That is a check swing to the third baseman, Gray. He'll throw it on the first. Gets it in time, and a mistake by Brickhouse. There, thought about throwing his helmet, but did not. The Harbor Hawks will be up at the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Hope you had a nice stretch. Now let's get to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Back here in the bottom of the 7th here at McKeon Park. Mike Ruff on the mound for the Bourne Braves. Currently, his ERA sits at 3.868. Goes to Florida Atlantic.
Leading off the 7th inning for the Harbor Hawks, the right fielder from Florida Atlantic, number 1, Eric Rivera.
Eric Rivera. Now up, the score is tied 4-4. The Harbor Hawks trying to break it. They came back down from 4 to 4-0. And the bottom of the 6th. Pitch in for a strike. Runs count at 1-1 to Rivera. Braden Como on deck for the Harbor Hawks. Harbor Hawks now have 5 hits to Bourne's 9. That is a ground ball to the third baseman. Trillo throws it on to first for the first out. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Braden Como, they said it was on deck pinch hitting, will now bat.
Pitching for the Harbor Hawks from Rice, number 9, Braden Como.
On deck is Davis Wenzel, the leadoff man for the Harbor Hawks. Matthew Barefoot for most part of the season will let off, but they're giving Wenzel that duty from Baylor. A couple of guys from in this Cape Cod League are teammates of Wenzel and speak very highly of him. Pitches in from Braden Como and is fouled off. A lot of guys here in the Cape, a lot of teammates as teammates in this league, or they're facing each other, always talking to each other. You don't usually see a lot of guys just by themselves. Nobody else in this league, as it is definitely the premier league in college baseball in the summer. That is a ball just high outside. Rough on the season has a 3.86 ERA. Finished pitched 7 1/3 innings with 7 strikeouts. That is a curveball that does not dip down enough. Count now sits at 2-1. And that is a laser that will get past the shortstop, and a leadoff single for Braden Como. Now has Davis Wenzel up. Harbor Hawks trying to break this tie. They fought all the way back down 4-0. Davis Wenzel up. Como is 1 for 1 on the day with a 327 RBI. Pitches in. That is swing and a miss from Wenzel. Braden Como at first taking a pretty small lead. That is a foul ball off. Count sitting at 0-2 for Wenzel. Trying to move that guy over. Trying to get on himself. 0-2 pitch. That is a laser. Gets out to right field, but the right fielder will be on to get it for the first out. Well, the second out here in the bottom of the 7th. Tommy Jew now up. Still with Braden Como still at first. Trying to break this 4-4 tie. First pitch is in for a ball. Count now sits at 1-0. 1-0 pitch is in. The ball high. Count now sits at 2-0. Runner at first, 2 outs. Scores tied 4-4. Both teams have errors, but Bourne leads the Harbor Hawks and hits at 9-6. Pitch is in. That is a high fly ball. Will just get out of the infield. Shortstop coming on to catch it, and he will. The Harbor Hawks unable to score to try to break this tie at 4-4. We're going to go to the top of the 8th. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
We are back here on the top of the 8th. Lyle Goldstein joining me back here in the coverage. Lyle, you had a long break.
I did. I mean, how about this, Rob? It's been what? You've been on the play-by-play for what, 2 innings now, and it's already been an hour? My 4.5 innings took an hour, less than an hour in total. I hope you're having fun getting all the action.
I definitely am. It was definitely exciting. You were here in the bottom of the 6th when we had the big come from behind to tie the game at 4-4. Adam Elliott back on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Lyle Lynn up for the Braves to lead it off here in the top of the 8th. That is a laser that will get into the gap and will get down. Lynn running into second, and that'll be a leadoff double as Lynn is not even sliding into second, and the Braves are trying to break this 4-4 tie.
That's Lyle Lynn's second hit of the night. I can tell you, I've seen that one too many times. Lyle Lynn just staying with that pitch from Adam Elliott and drilling it the other way out into deep right center field. Easily cruised into second base with a double. And here come the Bourne Braves here. They haven't scored since the 5th inning, but threatening early on here in the top of the 8th.
Spencer Horwitz up. He's batting .294, and as Lyle, you mentioned, the man at second goes to ASU along with yourself, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of these guys. Even Trevor Harbour, a guy on the Harbor Hawks.
Trevor not in the lineup today, but yeah, another guy who just finished his freshman year at ASU. Having a good summer out here so far as well with the Harbor Hawks.
Sure is. He's not really had many days off. He's usually played every day, so definitely good for him, as he's now had 2 days because of the off day.
Yeah, Trevor's been good so far up to this point in the year. He's hitting .267, 8 hits. He's got a home run, 5 RBIs. Lyle Lynn at second. And speaking of second, Braden Como took over defensively at second base after getting the pinch hit for Taylor Garris last inning. So he's out there now.
Pitch in from Elliott. That's a ball in the dirt. Good stop by Kyle Wilkie. Now on that runner to advance, trying to keep this score tied at 4-4 to keep it in the bottom of the 8th. Como with a laser out to the shortstop, unable to get it. Was shortstop for Bourne. Had himself a 1-out single. Unable to push across the run, though. Pitch from Elliott is fouled back. Off from Horwitz. Horwitz has 8 RBIs in the season, is 0 for 3 today. Bourne now has double-digit hits today in 10 this evening. 8:06 is the time. It looked like this game was going to be able to finish under 2 hours, but and the Harbor Hawks bats woke up. That is ball just high. Keep this game now tied at 4-4. Davis Wenzel is the only infielder today that stayed in the game. As Pages, Garris, and Trella were in defensively, and that will get down from the right fielder. And there'll be runners at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Elliott leaving a pitch out in the plate.
Back-to-back hits now for the Bourne Braves. Spencer Horwitz just staying right on that one, drilling it out into right field. Good heads-up play by Eric Rivera. He fielded it on a hop and made a strong throw into the cutoff man and Brady Lindsley to keep the runner and Lyle Lynn at third base. The Bourne Braves are threatening. Nobody out. Runners on the corners in the top of the 8th inning as Ron Polk going over a couple of defensive alignments with his infield, but it looks like a little bit of movement starting to occur down in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. It looks like it might be Parker Towns starting to hop onto that mound out there, but Adam Elliott, he's got some trouble at hand here.
Pitches in, ball goes just outside.
Kyle Wilkie had a quick meeting with Elliott at the mound, now retreats back.
Prado now up for the Braves. That ball's fouled back. Another pitch in. That is a swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt, but it's fouled off. Right back to Kyle Wilkie's leg, but it's protected by his catcher's gear. Goes back to first, but he'll be safe. That is a fly ball that will not get past Davis Wenzel, and he'll catch it for the second out. A big out. Trying to keep that run from scoring, and that is the first out.
In that situation, that might even be better than a double play. We're here late in the ball game in the top of the 8th inning. It's a tie game. Runners on the corners. A double play on that scores the runner from third and Lyle Lynn, but a pop-up on the infield keeps all the runners put. Now Elliott records his first out of the inning. And now the double play ball is in hand with no cause for harm, as it would potentially end the inning. Ron Polk walking to the mound to have a quick meeting with his infield along with Adam Elliott. Of course, it could be just another way to stall some time, as Parker Towns is now getting loose down in the bullpen. Right-hander out of Dallas Baptist. Towns has thrown 5 innings this year, but we haven't seen him since June the 26th, just a week ago at Wareham, through 2 scoreless innings. But if we've learned anything up to this point, Rob, we know Ron Polk is not going to miss a beat with any type of infield defense. He knows every type of situation in the book, and he's making sure all his players are on the same page as he is in a tie ball game here.
Pitch inning for Bourne. Number 2, Oscar Serratas.
Oscar Serratas now up for the Bourne Braves. Ball in the dirt. Now is somebody up. Pitches in. Checks the home plate umpire, and he went for a strike.
Well, Oscar Serratos plays his college ball over at Georgia Tech University, so a teammate at Colin Hall. Making the pinch hit here for the number 8 hitter and Thaddeus Phillips, the catcher.
Throws it in for a strike, just catches the bottom part of the plate. That ball's in the dirt. The run will not come home. The runner will advance. They're unable now to get a double play. So just one out as a runner moved.
Well, Horowitz moved down to second on the wild pitch from Elliott as there's now runners on second and third. So like you mentioned, no chance for a double play ball anymore, at least not on the ground. Lyle Lynn thought about going home, but not exactly the fastest guy in the world on third base in Lyle Lynn, so made the decision to hold up with less than 2 outs, hoping his offense can do the job for him to bring him in.
Here now the infield for the Harbor Hawks come in. That is a ground ball to the second baseman. He'll throw home, and he is out. A great play by Braden Como. Now with 2 outs, the score is still tied at 4-4.
And Ron Polk there making all the right moves. He went over with his infield defense, brought everybody in. Como had a little bit of a tough play on it. He looked like he fielded it right toward the front of his mitt and then made a throw home to the right of Kyle Wilkie. Had to stretch over into the left-handed side of the batter's box for that one, but quickly sweeps a tag on Lyle Lynn before he could cross home plate or get a hand in by any sorts. And it keeps the ball game tied here on a 4-2 fielder's choice.
The infield will now meet in for the Harbor Hawks. Score is still tied here, 4-4. There are runners at the corners.
Credit to Como, though, to staying with that one. Often when a ball lands in the heel of your glove, it's often to get it out of your glove and make a tough play on it, but he managed to do it quickly, too, especially with the infield in and the runner and Lynn coming home quickly from third.
Pitch in from Brickhouse. That is a ball low. Brickhouse currently up in the count 1-0. Adam Elliott trying to get out of this huge jam. Pitch in. Ball outside.
Well, the hitter in Ashton Bardzell, I should say. 1 for 3 days so far. He singled and scored, also popped out to first and struck out swinging.
Barzell is up. Thank you, Lyle. Ball outside. It looked like number 20, but it is 30. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, score is tied 4-4. Adam Elliott with some big couple pitches coming up. That is ball 4 and a 2-out walk. Now we'll have the bases loaded.
And that's one Adam Elliott would probably like to have back. The hitter in Bardzell, as we mentioned, a 1 for 3 days, hitting .268, but the number 9 hitter in the lineup, and Elliott just couldn't dispose of him as he now loads the bases, and he's going to face the top of the Bourne Braves order. And the guy that's set due up, we should say, has been the hottest hitter on the Cape as of the last week, therefore garnering his Cape Cod Player of the Week honoree in Tyler Fitzgerald.
There'll be a new pitcher coming on. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Welcome back here in Hyannis. Is now Parker Towns is on the mound.
Yeah, Parker Towns, the right-hander out of Dallas Baptist University. We quickly touched on him when he was up in the bullpen, but 5 innings pitched on the year so far. Hasn't let up a run. 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, and walked just 1 batter. This is his 4th appearance on the year, and maybe as an important one as ever. At least this summer, we should say.
Pitch in for Towns. That is a ball outside. Now up as the leadoff man for the Braves, Fitzgerald. That is a laser out to center field. That might get down, but it does not. A great catch by the center fielder, Tommy Jew, to be able to get the Harbor Hawks out of this jam. The score is still tied 4-4. The Harbor Hawks will be up in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Rob Marcello.
Welcome back in the bottom of the 8th. Cooper Johnson on the catch for the Braves, but a newly added defensive move for the Braves as an outfielder has left. A new one will come on. We'll get that subbed for you just for a moment. Murray now is the new left fielder.
Yeah, it's Chase Murray out of Georgia Tech. Just finished his freshman year there. He takes over for Spencer Horwitz in left field.
Matthew Barefoot lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. A close 4-4 tie. Pitches in. Barefoot hits a pitch and will get up the middle for a leadoff hit. Here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, it was only a matter of time, Robbie. He was 0 for 3 on the night coming into that at bat, and he wasted no time there against Mike Ruff, just drilling one back up the middle, out of the outstretched arm of the shortstop in Prado. And not many better guys you'd rather have on at first than Matthew Barefoot, because we know he can run. Barefoot in his season down at Campbell University in North Carolina, he swiped 33 bags. And so far on the summer, Barefoot's also stolen 4 bases.
Brady Lindsley now up. Lindsley going on to bunt. He gets it down. A great bunt. He'll throw it on to first for the first out, but that runner does advance. And a great bunt by Brady Lindsley.
He was asked to do a job, and he executed to the pinpoint, right down the first base line, just sitting on that lip of the grass. Picked up by the pitcher in rough, and no problem throwing it over to first base. But Matthew Barefoot advancing to second, and almost anything getting to the outfield at this point will score him 2 bags. Going from second to home, he's got some blazing speed in his repertoire.
Kyle Wilkie for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch is into Wilkie. That is a ball high. Crowd's starting to get a little louder here at McKeon Park, trying to see the Harbor Hawks win. As 2 days ago, the Harbor Hawks had a narrow win. They're at 2-1 in Harwich. And everyone will have to look back at the bottom of the 6th inning where the Harbor Hawks were able to tie this game at 4-4. Bourne thought they had it in the bag. But with a big opportunity here for the Harbor Hawks. That's another pitch outside, runs the count now at 2-0. Barefoot taking a small lead over at second. The shortstop's right behind him. He'll throw, and that is a pitch just inside. Guy now sits at 3-0. Potentially maybe trying to just put him on to induce a double play ball. There is one out in the bottom of the 8th. Talbot is in the leadoff circle. Or in the on-deck circle. That is ball 4. Now Talbot will be up. Just ahead of the Harbor Hawks one in this spot. Applying power. And now the catcher and the pitcher will meet at the mound. And so will the whole infield.
Todd Lott so far today, he had the first hit for the Harbor Hawks, so that was a double back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Only time he's reached base so far today, but you mentioned it, Rob. You know he's got some power in his arsenal. Todd Lott hitting .320 on the season. 4 home runs on the year. That leads the Harbor Hawks. Also 7 RBIs, and he's got a chance to make it 8 or 9 with runners on base. There's some action going down in the Bourne Braves bullpen.
That will do the day for the pitcher. For the Braves, a new one will come on in relief. We will be right back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's Voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Robert Marcello.
We are back. A new pitcher on for the Bourne Braves, Nick Morial. Goes to Georgetown University, Ahoya. Todd Lott now up to bat. Runners at first and second with one out. And a big spot for the Harbor Hawks. Score is tied 4-4 if you're just joining us. First pitch. That is a ball just outside. Lott buckling his knees a little bit.
Morial, 7 2/3 innings pitch coming into tonight. This will be his 7th appearance. 2.34 ERA, 12 strikeouts to just 5 walks.
Both guys on bases is taking a healthy lead. Pitching from Lott is high, and that'll be called for a ball. Ball 2. Lott shaking his bat at home plate. Trying to come up big for the Harbor Hawks. Pitches in. Swing and a miss at Lott, taking a big hack there. A home run hack, and if he got a piece of that, that would have been long gone.
Well, that one right at the letters on a fastball from the right-hander Morial. I liked what he saw, just came up empty. Of course, we know Lott has the power, but a single will put him in the lead here in the bottom of the 8th with Dylan Thomas getting loose in the bullpen.
Pitches in. That is a strike. Just catches the outside part of the plate. And the umpiring here tonight has probably been the best of the season. Very consistent. Runners at first and second. One out here in the bottom of the 8th. The score is tied 4-4. Oh, pitch. That is a ball in the dirt low. Lott thought about it. He did not go. It is now sitting at a full count. A very important pitch here. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there'll now be 2 outs. For now, Seth Gray coming up to the plate.
Todd Lott's actually cut down on the strikeouts as of recent during this hot streak, but right-hander Morial just getting the best of him, blowing by some heat right there, couldn't come up with it. Also chased a fastball right at the letters. And I'm sure that's one he'd like to have back, as it was a good pitch that he got. But now 2 down. Seth Gray will have to try to break this lead open.
Pitches in. That is a laser that's going to get down, and it sure does. The Harbor Hawks, for the first time today, are going to be in the lead. 1 run scores, another run behind them. Throws it to home. It'll be offline. The score is now 6-4 Hyannis. Here in the bottom of the 8th, a big hit for Seth Gray.
And man, did he load into that one. Look down at the Harbor Hawks bullpen. They're all shaking their arms like a hawk as Seth Gray breaks this thing open here in the bottom of the 8th. That ball was tattooed out to right center field over the outstretched glove and over the head of the right fielder in Bardzell. It one hopped the wall, and Seth Gray, we've seen this kid display some power in batting practice. Still not a home run yet on the year, but boy, has he waited to see one like that, and he absolutely just shot a laser out to right center.
A big hit for Seth Gray now has the Harbor Hawks for the first time today in the lead. Eric Rivera is now up. That first pitch is high, and that is the loudest that McKeon Park's gotten so far this year. Is a very good crowd here on July 4th week. Rivera trying to get an insurance run in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch is inside for a ball. Almost hit Rivera right on his hands. 8 hits on the day for the Harbor Hawks. Eric Rivera continuing to waddle his bat around. Don't allow the Harbor Hawks do. In the batter's box is Rivera, but on the on-deck circle is Braden Como. Coach Polk over there right now talking to Braden Como if he does get up this inning on what to do. Really talks to all the hitters. Really just giving them some philosophy as before every single game that is called for a strike. He sits there and talks to all the players. Really, as all of us broadcasters, we get here early and we always see it before every game. Three-one pitch. Into Rivera. Ball 4 and a 2-out walk. Now Brady Como will be up. Here now the catcher and the pitcher will meet on the mound, and this game is definitely taking quite a turn, Lyle.
Tell me about it. 3 runs in the first inning for the Braves. Played an additional in the 5th. Trey Vanderweide, the starter for Bourne tonight, looked like he was absolutely cruising. Gets yanked from the game, and all of a sudden, Hyannis just feasting on this Bourne Braves bullpen. 4 runs in the 6th, 2 here in the 7th, highlighted by a Seth Gray RBI double, and a chance to add on here with Braden Como.
Como trying to add it on here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch is in. In for a strike. Seth Gray at second base and Braden Como. Up to bat Eric Rivera at first. Seth Gray with the biggest hit so far of his Harbor Hawks career. With a 2-out double into the gap. Pitch is in. That was a check swing. He did not go. Count now is at 1-1. Como batting .327 on the season with no home runs but 4 RBIs, 18 for 55. Oh, pitch. That is a foul ball.
Fans, don't forget that you can keep that foul ball tonight thanks to our friends at Rogers and Gray Insurance.
That is a foul ball that will land right near the Bourne Braves bullpen. That is a ground ball to the second baseman. He has it. He'll throw it on to first, but not until the Harbor Hawks able to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. They go up 6-4. We'll be right back here in the top of the 9th here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back to Chad Gassman making all the right moves on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network.
We are here on the top of the ninth. Dylan Thomas on the mound for the Harbor Hawks, trying to shut it down. They are up by 2, 6-4. And this was probably going to be one of the more important wins of the season for the Harbor Hawks, as it looked like they were going to go down today. Really showing no life the first 5 innings. That first pitch is in for a ball to Holt. Holt on the season is batting .294. Pitch from Thomas is another in for a strike. And now sits at 1-1 here in the top of the ninth.
Well, Dylan Thomas, no stranger to save situations. Already has 3 on the summer, 9 1/3 innings pitched, 0.96 ERA.
The pitch is just foul. We'll go past the Harbor Hawks dugout and past the fans sitting right behind it into the woods. Oh, pitch. That is a laser out to right field, but it will come down right to the right fielder in Rivera for the first out in the top of the ninth.
And a big first out for Dylan Thomas. Gabe Holt really hit that one on the screws, but luckily Eric Rivera only had to take a couple steps over to his left to settle under that thing. But despite the Harbor Hawks being up 2 runs, of course, Bourne hasn't scored since the 5th inning, but this is their heart of the order, Triolo, Brickhouse, and if one of them can get on Lyle Lynn, a tough couple of outs.
First pitch of the bat into Cirillo is outside for a ball. Thomas has been very effective this season and is trying to continue to do so. That's a foul ball right to Wilkie as he bounced up to try to catch it. After the game, as we have the post-game show, Chris Lucy can fill you in on all the action today and also around the league. Ball high. That's a foul ball. That is a ball in the dirt from Dylan Thomas. Now sits at 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. An important slider pitch by Thomas. In for the second out here in the top of the ninth. And 1 out away from getting an important win here at home to their division rival.
That's a big out to Jared Triolo, who's already got 2 singles today. Scored once on a hit by pitch, but his second strikeout of the night. First one for Dylan Thomas. As like you said, he got him with that sweeping breaking stuff.
Brickhouse now up. That first pitch is swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Thinking Brickhouse looks silly. Dylan Thomas now 2 outs away. Oh, pitch. Another swing and a miss at the same exact pitch. And here now, 1 out away. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, the ball in the dirt. Wilkie throws on to first, and the Harbor Hawks win. What a crazy win here in Lyle. What a crazy game here in Hyannis.
Absolutely. Like you said, Bourne goes up 4-0, 3 runs in the first. Trey Vanderweide looked like he was going to cruise, maybe even go somewhat 6 or 7 innings, something you don't see often here on the Cape. But regardless, Vanderweide pulled after 4 or 5 innings, we should say. And then the bullpen just kind of let the wheels fall off. Martin and Ruff giving up a handful of runs to the Harbor Hawks. The big one, of course, being Seth Gray's 2 RBI double in the bottom of the 8th inning to break it open at 6-4. Seth Gray, just one of many Harbor Hawks who has just really been scorching hot all summer long. Seth with that hit up to 317 on the summer, 2 RBIs with that one. Todd Locke picking up a hit. Kyle Wilkie 1 for 3. Again, we've seen the Harbor Hawks turn things on late in the ball game a few times this summer, and that's what they do here tonight, taking this one 6-4. They move to 12-6-1 and get a much needed win over the Bourne Braves, who were right on their tail for so much of the year, and they're going to stay right a point behind, likely the Wareham, or they will stay a point behind the Gatemen as they picked up an 8-1 win today. So a much-needed win to stay breathing right down their necks, as well as create some space with the Bourne Braves.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it all here on the play-by-play and the color commentating, but we're going to send it to Chris Lucy after a break during the post-game show. Stay tuned here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Chris Lucy joining you here on the post-game show. I bet you've heard my broadcast partner here, Rob Marcello, who joins me in the booth right now, say it already, but for good measure, I will say it again. What a game for the Harbor Hawks. Final score 6-4. The Harbor Hawks taking this one from the Bourne Braves in the first of 6 games between these two Western Division opponents. And Rob, we have to lead off with this. Seth Gray coming up with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. This thing knotted at 4, and he uncorks a 2 RBI double. Take me through the at-bat.
Well, it definitely was exciting as a broadcaster, definitely in that big situation late in the game, and Seth Gray did a good job. He should definitely be the star of the game today.
Absolutely, driving in those 2 runs, finally getting that piece he wanted, just getting his hands through it, and really driving his legs through the ball as well. I mean, we've seen Seth able to poke hits here or there, but a guy with his stature should definitely be putting ropes out into the outfield. I mean, he is a big Ohio boy playing his ball out at Wright State, coming in at a big 6'4", 220 pounds. He's been working with Coach Melly to shorten his stride a little bit so he can get more of his legs into it. You saw it right there. Lots of hard work paying off for Seth with the pinch hitting appearance coming in and around the middle innings, and then with his second at bat, just sending the ball into the left center field gap. A great ending to this one. A 6-4 win for the Harbor Hawks. You're listening on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Post-game coverage coming to you. I'm Chris Lucy. He's Robert Marcello. And Rob, let's go back to the beginning here. Hyannis getting a solid start from Jeremy Randolph. 7 strikeouts, but again, just getting hit around a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely made a couple of mistakes in the first inning, kind of settled down there, let up kind of a run at the end of his outing. Definitely disappointing for him, but we're able to get the win. He gets a no decision.
I mean, what is it about Randolph? This is the second time that we've seen him really struggle out of the gate and then settle down. It's almost as if he's shaky that first time through the order, and then he completely locks in after. What's the difference between the two spins?
Maybe that's just the kind of the pitcher he is. Anytime the pitcher's trying to fail out, occasionally they're going to make a mistake because he really doesn't know these hitters. He doesn't watch all type of crazy film that you can in college, and I think it definitely semi paid off for him as he kind of kept this game kind of afloat because it could have gone ugly early.
Certainly could have, but Hyannis able to hold on and win this thing 6-4. And Robert, we would be doing the bullpen an injustice if we did not bring up how crucial they were in 4 innings from the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Only 4 hits surrendered and 3 strikeouts, 2 of them coming from Dylan Thomas. The back end of the Harbor Hawks bullpen is in great hands with Dylan Thomas. What is it about him that makes him so lethal closing games?
I think that slider that he has, I think it's one of the best in the Cape Cod Baseball League. It definitely keeps guys off balance, and all of the relieving pitchers did a great job today.
Got a couple of them in there for the Harbor Hawks. Keegan James making an exceptional debut out of Mississippi State. 1 1/3 innings pitched, only 1 hit surrendered. Pretty much 1 1/3 innings pitched all throughout the rest of the line, except for Thomas with only 1 inning pitched. Parker Towns actually getting the win today with only 1/3 of an inning pitched. Adam Elliott also with 1 1/3 innings pitched. We'll go to the pitchers of record now. Parker Towns advancing to 1-0 with the win today, and only 1/3 of an inning of work. Not a bad day's work, to say the least. Nick Morial out of Georgetown taking the loss for the Bourne Braves, letting up those 2 earned runs that definitely cost the Bourne Braves the win. Both of those earned runs actually being charged to Mike Ruff, but Morial, the man in there when they came to score. And Dylan Thomas, as we mentioned, slamming the door on this one. His 4th save of the game of the season, locking down a 6-4 win for Hyannis. He has been lethal for the Harbor Hawks so far on the young campaign. We're wrapping things up here on the postgame show. Alongside Robert Marcello, I'm Chris Lucy. Rob, thank you so much for joining me.
Not a problem.
But one last final question for you. The YD Red Sox come in tomorrow, and they are one of the top teams in the Eastern Division. What does Hyannis have to do to continue its 2-game roll here?
Well, I think they definitely have to think about July 4th. It definitely is a historic holiday here in America. A lot of people taking a lot of pride in playing baseball on July 4th. They definitely have to take care of that. Some of these guys probably have never played on July 4th before, so this is kind of maybe their first or second time if they play in also another college league. But definitely is exciting, and, we have the YD Red Sox coming in, and we're going to see them the next day. Very similar to what we did kind of a back-to-back with the Wareham Gatemen. So definitely we have to change that, try to be able to win both instead of losing 2 like we did Wareham.
The YD Red Sox coming in at 11-6-2, 24 points, just a little bit of an edge on the Harbor Hawks coming out of this one. They've actually advanced now to 26 points on the season, knotting them up with the Wareham Gatemen, or the Gatemen actually now jumping ahead 2 points too with their win tonight. We'll get around the league later, but 28 points for the Gatemen now, 25 for Hyannis. YD coming in with 26 points, a very slight edge over the Harbor Hawks. Rob, I'll let you go now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. Robert Marcello, the second half play-by-play man, joining me, Chris Lucy, on the post-game wrap-up here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. The Hawks take this one 6-4, and as far as the Harbor Hawks are concerned, it was a big win. Bourne and Hyannis, although they hadn't met each other yet coming into this game, were neck and neck coming for that second-place spot that Hyannis gets to hold on to individually, because coming into today, the Hawks had 23 points and the Braves 21. But because Bourne drops down to 10, 9, and 1 with the loss, while Hyannis advances to 12, 6, and 1, the Harbor Hawks get 25 points to the Bourne Braves 21, and now what was once a 2-point cushion doubles between these two Western Division ball clubs, coming into a matchup with a very tough YD team with a run differential of 8, more than 26 runs better than the Harbor Hawks as things stand right now. We'll take you on a quick trip around the league to wrap things up on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network. Again, out in Lowell Park, the Wareham Gatemen taking care of business, demolishing the Katuitt Kettleers 8-1. Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox were cruising early on in their game. They had a 7-0 lead at one point. They let it ebb away almost completely, but still able to hold on. YD taking a win from Brewster 12-10 in almost 3 hours from Red Wilson Field. Elsewhere on the Cape, out in the Eastern Division, a battle of two of the top teams in the opposite division, Chatham and Harwich, squaring things up in the top of the 7th. Harwich in second place, Chatham in third, and the line there right now looking that way, or on the flip, excuse me. Chatham with 10 runs, Harwich with 6 in the top of the 7th, and then wrapping things up from Eldridge Park, the Falmouth Commodores 4 and the Orleans Firebirds 1, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning as we're here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network, putting a bow on a 6-4 Hyannis win here from McKeon Park. The Harbor Hawks will be back in McKeon Park tomorrow for the 4th of July, taking on the YD Red Sox in the first of 2 games. I'd say you could catch it here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network, but unfortunately, I would be leaving you astray. Fox College Sports, is coming in tomorrow to do a live telecast of the game, and due to copyright restrictions, we here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network will not be able to bring you a broadcast, but Danny Terzer, our field reporter, will still be doing her reporting, and we'll get interviews and all sorts of things for you to check out on our social media. Follow us on Twitter at the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And then, of course, you can find Hawk Talk after the game, no matter what, on our YouTube page, right where you found this broadcast, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks YouTube channel. Throw us a follow. You'll not only get a push notification every time the Harbor Hawks go live, but you'll get a notification when Hawk Talk goes up live, too. You can catch me hosting that one on our YouTube page just after this game. And signing off on the radio broadcast right now on behalf of Robert Marcello, first half play-by-play man Lyle Goldstein, and our field reporter Danny Terzer, I'm Chris Lucy. Thank you so much for joining us one last time here from McKeon Park. Hyannis 6 and the Bourne Braves 4. The Harbor Hawks flipping a 2-game losing streak into a 2-game win streak. And we will see you the day after tomorrow from Red Wilson Field here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network. But be sure to come by the MAC or check us out on Fox Sports tomorrow for the game opening the series against the YD Red Sox.